Oh snap! We are live in the building, and we start out with a question of the day, right?
Yeah.
So, brother, True,
Yes, sir.
how much money would it take for you to step in a boxing ring, and who would be your opponent from the combat sports world, NBA, NFL, wrestling? Who would you box, and for how much would you do it for?
I'm gonna pick somebody from the NBA. I'm gonna box Austin Reeves. I feel like Austin Reeves from the Lakers has an easy win for me. I feel like I could probably go hand in hand with a lot of people in many sports. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to a boxing gym, so I used to do some boxing like a couple years ago.
Okay.
Got into it then, but my face too pretty. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to risk it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but you know what? I would go with Austin Reeves. You know what I'm saying? Give me a slight 5 mil. You know what I'm saying? 10 mil, something. I don't need a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I know how to stretch. I know how to flip. So Austin Reeves of the Lakers, just because he got a punchable face. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I feel like my go-to answer would be Ricochet, and I would do that for free.
I don't want to box him. I want to catch him in the street.
Just one time fade, right? A one time fade. If I really had to pick somebody, if I had to dial it in, I would probably there's so many. That's the thing. There's so many people.
I got a different answer now. I got an NFL answer, but I'll wait for you.
Okay. You know what? It's just gonna be Ricochet. I'll run the fade for him for 1 mil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'll do it with one hand tied behind my back. That's how committed I am.
That's hate. That's hate right there, brother.
Give me the full 12.
Yeah.
3-minute rounds. I'm good. One hand tied behind my back. We up.
You know what? My other pick would be Dak Prescott. Just because the Cowboys. I know he can't fight, so that's a win for me. I already seen he can't fight, so that's a win for me. I like easy wins. If I'm gonna make money, I like an easy win. I don't want to challenge myself because my ego would say I want to challenge my man Tank. We're from the same city, but I don't want that. I don't want.
That wouldn't be good for you. That wouldn't be good.
Nah. There's a story too. I would tell you off air that I actually could have came to fruition in Baltimore at the Horseshoe Casino. There's an actual story about that. But I got a lot of love for him, a lot of respect for him. Anyway, we got similar city circles. You know what I'm saying? Some of the same people. We're from the same city, so you know, a lot of love.
You know what? I'd box Drake. That's what I'd box.
Oh man, that's
yeah.
You said NBA, NFL. I started thinking if we was going music, I would definitely box Drake. That's easy. I would box J. Cole because I don't think he want to fight anyway. He gonna back out, so that's easy money for me. I get paid, and I love Cole. I love Cole as an artist, but we got to call a spade, right? Yeah.
There is a conversation to be had about J. Cole, in my opinion of him, and now we could save that for another day.
Yeah.
But I feel like Cole would at least give you at least 3 or 4 rounds, right? Drake,
he slapped Diddy.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a sucker. Drake, that's easy. That's no problem. If there's an OVO standing here, I would like you to know you can report back to Drake. I will fight him in a heartbeat. There's no problem. Once again, I'll do it for free.
Yeah. I wouldn't fight Drake for free. He got way too much money. He could put up 10, 15 mil. I'd take that.
Okay, a little.
You know what? For 20 mil, I'd take a dive. I'll take a dive. You act like you hit me and take a dive.
I don't know if I can take a dive.
I'll take a dive. I ain't above it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. You put your money. I'll take it.
You gonna be like Tyson
just out here. Man, I don't even.
We gonna get to it.
Yeah.
We gonna get to it.
Yeah.
In fact, let's go ahead and let's hit the intro. No, usually I wait for Nolo, but you know, we'll get
Yeah,
there. We'll get there. Welcome everybody
shout out to
to
Nolo.
no. We're not
No,
shouting
no.
out Nolo. No, we're not shouting. You can. I'm not. Welcome everybody to volume 183 of the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast, high intellectual professional wrestling dialogue. Got a special show for everybody tonight. As you can see, as of right now, it's just myself. It's the good brother True here. Chaz will be coming in a little later, but you know, I need to get house business out the way first, okay? Because you know, as a promoter, that's what I got to do. I was informed not but 1 hour ago of Nolo Green missing his booking. He missed his booking on being on this platform. You know what I mean? Was I given a warning beforehand? No. 1 hour beforehand, right? I think in the history of BGW, Nolo has only missed one show, if I'm not mistaken. Just one show. But he chooses to pick this one to miss out because of a migraine. So I'm making an executive decision because none of the other three owners of this podcast are here. Not only is Nolo Green fined $10K for missing volume 183, Nolo Green is now no longer eligible to win the BGW Predictions Championship for Full Gear this weekend.
Wow.
Let me reiterate one more time if he is not hearing. Nolo Green is not eligible to win the BGW Predictions Champion. Hey.
Tough break, Nolo. Yeah.
Always FUBU.
FUBU.
But yes, coming in first, it is your man, Scotland Underwood. And because I'm the only one here right now, salute to Nolo, Mac. Chaz will be joining us a little later. But we don't do guests on this podcast. We do co-hosts. And today's co-host is a very special brother to my heart right here. One of the realest people that I've had the pleasure of encountering in this space. You know what I mean? Like the space is very, can be very filled with acquaintances, but when you actually bond and you become brothers, that actually means anything. I've watched this man grind and grind and grind and grind. I know the backstory. I know the history. You know what I mean? The fact that he is still going, still providing, still producing, still making magic happen is a very testament of his will, his power, you know what I mean, his grace. So, ladies and gentlemen, making his main roster debut, my brother True. What is going on with you, man?
Hey, man. You know, I'm alive, man. You know, alive. Every day is another chance to make it better than the last. So, yeah, man, I'm here. Just glad to be here, man. You know, we family. So whenever the call is out there, I'm here. You know what I mean? And with Nolo not being here, it's a lot easier. You know,
it makes this look. As you can tell, we already starting out with positivity. So already we on the up and up. Like I said, you've been a part of the BGW platform. You were on the watch list a few months ago, but this is your first time being here on the volumes. And the reason why we have you on today is because you have a special project that just dropped last Monday, 11/11, Soul Revival 6. You know what I mean? So before we get to the reps, obviously we want to talk to you about that and how incredible that project is. Like, if you are a fan of pure hip hop, the boom bap, if you like that little brother-esque, like you had told me it was going to be, you killed it, bro. You killed it. So, speaking on that, man, what was the inspiration for Soul Revival 6?
Well, I have 5 other Soul Revivals. So basically, Soul Revival has been my flagship album series since I started making music, like 13 years ago. And my first project was Soul Revival 1. And at the time when I made it, you know, I was about to become a new father. I was engaged to, you know, the mother of my child at the time. And my life was my mom was still here. My life was different. And I had so much, when you go through life and you have 20 plus years of like pain and things that you experience. And my life is a lot different than I think a lot of people that I've encountered, especially in the wrestling space. I have like a different background. So some of the things that I've gone through and done and dealt with, it was heavy on my heart. And I made the first Soul Revival as a way to get it out. You can sit there with your lady and talk about these things and get out your traumas and stuff. But as an artist, you need a platform, to an outlet, really, to get those feelings out that you held maybe suppressed. And Soul Revival 1 was the basis of that. And when I made Soul Revival 2, I had lost my grandmother, my great aunt, two childhood friends got murdered, and me and the mother of my child broke up literally like all in the same week. And so if you had four close deaths, and then like the breakup of almost 10 years, somebody you were with almost 10 years, it was kind of like, wow. And so I made Soul Revival 2. I put my whole heart and soul into that. And then I made Soul Revival 3 when I was going through some issues with, my ex and a lot of other stuff I had going on. I found out my mom was sick.
Mm.
And then I made Soul Revival 4 as more of a positive thing. It was Soul Revival 4 was like, I'm talking about my feelings on marriage and relationships and healing from trauma. And I thought at Soul Revival 4, I was like, this is the last one. I only make soul revivals when my life is in shambles. That's really, really, that's really what it is. And so,
Yeah.
I tried to start making more other albums. And so after 2019, when Soul Revival 4 came out, I said, yo, I'm done making soul revivals. I want to make music that reflects like having fun. We started making like, more catchier songs and just kind of I wanted to have fun. Life is hard on a daily. We already got stuff we got to go through. So I was doing good for maybe like 3 months, and then my mom passed, and COVID hit, and I lost a couple of friends to COVID, and I ended up making a Soul Revival 5. And after that was 2021, so after Soul Revival 5, I kind of was like, hey, life ain't so bad. 2021, 2022, I'm living life. Me and my daughter, we going crazy, spending money, having fun, living life. Me and my friends taking trips. Life was great. And then 2023, I ended up in the hospital for like a month. And I knew then I needed to make, because I was like, I got to make a soul revival. And then things kind of just progressively got worse. And as things got worse, I was like, nah, I'm taking a break from music. I need to focus on other stuff. And if you listen to the album, there's a lot of things that happened in the last 8 to 9 months that would normally break someone. And I mean, I'll share, like, one of my closest friends. I've known him 20 plus years, and he texted me and he said, yo, as a fan of hip hop, I love when pain and real life can bring out the best in the artist. But as a friend, nigga, are you okay? Like,
That's
are
real.
you
That is
okay?
real. Yeah.
And it's not like he doesn't know what's going on in my life. Like, he knows, but it was just like, you don't get to tell every single innermost thought to your friends, because I mean, we're brothers. We can just definitely discuss these things, but you don't all, you sometimes just need your own platform where you're like a vent, like you're venting, as opposed, and you don't want anybody to hear. You want yourself to hear, and then people can hear it in that form. So when he texted me that, I was just like, I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not okay, but I'll be okay. Like, I'll be fine. Like, it's a release, and that album it's a release for me, and it was important because I had another edition of SR6. Like, I put out Before the Revival 2, which was initially was half of that was Soul Revival 6, and then what you hear now was the other half of it. And I split it up because it didn't feel like a soul revival to me, because I was making songs just kind of to make them. Like, oh, I got to make a song about the women that I've encountered this last year. I got to talk about what I've gone through, my relationships. But it's like, I don't really have anything noteworthy to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't want to put that on there. And then there's a couple other instances where I'm like, no. So the theme of Soul Revival 6 is kind of putting the past behind you, kind of putting it out there, and also coming to a place of forgiveness, whether it's forgiving yourself for mistakes you made, or things, mishaps that happen, forgiving someone who may have wronged you, done you wrong. I lost my uncle this year, and we didn't speak for like 8, 9 years because of some messed up stuff he had did. And I had to come to grips with that and make peace with him. And I came to see him at the hospital. I was there for his last week or two before he passed. And, we squared everything away. And that was a hard thing for me because I blamed him somewhat for some of my mom's sickness and ailments. And because of that, it made it hard for me because on Soul Revival 4, I actually have a verse on Soul Revival 4 where I talk about that and my uncle. And I kind of like talk about how he was kind of like plotting on my mom and, mom, like just a lot of stuff that happened that you don't really get to talk about in a regular conversation. Like I have, when people see my like the situation that I've been in and going through, people are like, yo, where's your family at? I said, you don't know, most of my family's dead. Like that's just the truth. Like my mom's gone, my grandparents. I got my grandfather. He's on, Social Security. He's, you know what I'm saying? So a fixed income. So like I don't have a big family that I could turn to. And so I put that in the music so people understand like everybody is quick to judge somebody's situation without knowing what they really gone through. And for me, my uncle, that was tough for me to come and be in his presence after all these years and some of the stuff he did, but also know that my mother would have wanted me to make peace with him. That's a big theme of the album. And I have a song that's kind of talking about my dad, Lincolns and Buicks, which is my personal favorite song on the album.
It's fire song. Incredible song.
It's one of those songs where it's like sometimes you got to put a mirror to yourself and say, I made these mistakes. I messed up here. I'm not much different than you, but I am different than you. And I don't have a relationship like that with my father. So that's something I put in the records too. Like we have different morals and ideals. I'm very compassionate, sympathetic to people. Like I have empathy. My father doesn't. So that's where we're different. And like I have to put that in, into music to get it out. And I think this year made me look at myself a little bit more and also look at the similarities and differences. Like I would never be how my father was to people that he supposedly cared about and stuff like that. So that was the big point of making an album like that. Like it's hard to delve into certain things personally because for me, I like to keep, typically keep my personal stuff to me. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to my music, nothing's off limits. And for Soul Revival 6, the biggest thing throughout the album I think people can take away from it is it's about my daughter. That's, it starts and ends with her. And that's on purpose because everything that I do starts and ends with her. No matter what it is, no matter what I'm going through, I'm only getting up in the morning to make a difference in life because I want to do that for her. I'll give it a buck. Like when I started doing, getting back into doing the wrestling stuff, doing music for AEW and working with them, I said to people who worked at AEW at the time, I'm only doing this so my daughter can see my music on television. That's it. I would like to get paid for it, but it's like I'm only doing it because I want her to see that and be like, oh, she's going to school like, oh, that's my dad. Like my dad is like on television. I heard my dad's music on television. That's why I do it. I've accomplished everything that I ever set out to do as an artist. I have millions and millions of streams as an artist, something I never thought possible. I got tons of albums. I've been on like local and national platforms. Like when All Hip Hop was popping back in the day, I was all over All Hip Hop and like .com. And that was a thing for me. I didn't know that was possible. When I made it happen, I was like, yo, I've accomplished what I want to as an artist. I had my music in movies, like miniseries. I had my music on television. So everything I do is just for my daughter. And I think that was important for me for Soul Revival 6 to kind of show that that's what I care about. Everything else is just gravy. Everything else is gravy. Although I do make a point to get a couple shots in on a song called Ain't Change, but
if you know, you know.
Look, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people don't know. And one thing I'll say is this: when it comes to showing support and showing love, y'all ain't never got to worry about me not doing that. Like if y'all post something or y'all got something that I miss, it's because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm scrolling, and that's for me. I'm always gonna show love. So for me, when I was showing love for people who don't show that shit back at all, and it's like I'm privately going to bat for people to try to get opportunities at my own detriment, and then certain stuff happens, and you're like, damn, bro, like. That's how y'all feel? like it's cool when I was trying to look out for people or just show love and come the other way and like folks throwing dirt on my name, talking crazy on me, lying on me. I addressed that on the intro. I addressed it on the intro Soul Revival 6. A lot of people had a lot of shit to say. And trust me, I hear everything. And so I may be on a path of righteousness and healing, but
sometimes you got to set it off on niggas, man.
I'm still me. I'm still me. You know what I'm saying? I come from like I said, the wrestling community. I come from a much different background. You know what I'm saying? I'm West Baltimore certified all day. We different. We different. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't come from the same background, and people think you can disrespect people, and people just gonna take it. And I'm not that type of nigga. I ain't never been that type of nigga. So I need people to understand. Like my music is for people to grow with, but I might slap the shit out you if I have to. Just don't push me to that point because you don't. Nobody wants to see that. So that's why I try to keep it, love, keep it peace. You know what I'm saying? I share people's posts. I retweet beautiful women because I know we all love beautiful women, and like that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. Like spread positivity. You know what I'm saying? What was your article? The New Day article was like legacy of positivity. Leave some positive shit behind. We need more. We need more love, man. We need way more love out here, and it's a lot of sucker shit. And I will address that from hip hop, whether it's wrestling, the rest of the music game. That needs to be said. It's a lot of like underhanded shit that happens, and people like don't talk about it because it's like we don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't have a problem ruffling feathers because you can't get change if you don't ruffle something. You can't make a change. We in this together. It's never us versus us. It's us versus them. And once we realize that as black men in this industry, trying to make things happen, black women in this industry, black men, we got to work together. And I get tired of seeing like division amongst people because it's like who are we fighting for? If we fighting each other, who are we fighting for? Like the discourse, we need to communicate and not yell at each other, not find ways to discredit people. We all talented people. We all amazing people in our own right. We got to push to, and I tried to hint at that, but I still had to go. I ain't changed. I still had to. I still had to fire back.
Still gotta let people know. Yeah. And then to speak of positive black men, we got, in my opinion, the real babyface BTW. No faking. No. Oh, I'm a babyface. I'm not a heel. We got the fucking great, the GOAT, Chaz Zobi. How are you doing today, sir?
Gentlemen, what's going on? I'm good.
Is that a Sade shirt?
See?
Yes.
See?
I got like two. I got like. I got two.
The day I die, bro. I'm gonna fuck with you the day I die, man. Yeah.
Look, I got two of them. So when I saw that, I instantly was like, "Yo, I love that for sure."
It's one of my favorite shirts for sure. It's one of my favorite shirts. It's soft, comfortable, smooth, just like her. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
But gentlemen, I'm on the block. What's good?
Brother Chaz, I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but I figured I'd let you know since you are part owner of this organization that as you can see, there is some people that are not here currently. I would like to let you know that I made an executive decision that said person is not eligible for the Predictions Championship for Full Gear this weekend. So
lost his seat.
Yeah. I'm going to keep reiterating that throughout the show because a mysterious migraine popped up.
Both parties or just the party?
No, just the one party. Just the one party. D-Mac's fine. D-Mac's fine. Yeah, D-Mac is still champion.
Cool, me. Good. I'm pretty sure we'll get some static on the back end or on his sports podcast, but hey, we ball.
Shit, I'm about to text him. If he's not watching, I'll
I need him to pop with a chat. I need to see his name scroll up here.
I got you. Say nothing, bro. Say nothing. Let's dive into some graps real quick. You know what I mean? Let's move. We'll circle back at the end of the pod for talk about the website for DAR Sports and Media, right? But first things first, I have to extend a rest in peace to Sandy Parker, who tragically passed away back in 2022. And, it's now just coming out that she did pass away. But Sandy Parker, historically, the first Black women's world champion. She won the big red belt over in All Japan Women's Pro. First Black woman, openly gay. Like a trailblazer among trailblazers. And if you've ever had a chance to see her work, one of the finest workers of her day. I didn't know about Sandy Parker until I would say what would have been the time she passed away. There was a gentleman, he wrote an article about her, and like I didn't know that there had been. I don't know. I get fascinated with like Black talent in Japan. Like it's such a rarity, especially for that time period. So like when I would hear about like any type of Black talent, I'd be like, oh snap, they were grappling in Japan. And then on top of that, you have a Black woman and she's the first Black women's world champion. Like that's huge. It's monumental. Very tragic in the sense that it's unfortunate if she never realized the flowers that she was starting to get. You know what I mean? I shout out to Billy Dixon, Darius Lockhart. I know for a while they were trying to find her so she can make an appearance at Ashe. But unfortunately, nobody knew about her passing. But yeah, just I hope that she was aware of like the impact she left on the industry. Started with Chaz, man. Like, did you have you ever heard of Sandy Parker before?
No.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, that was, as I'm still learning and growing in the space, that was one of the names that eluded me when it came to Black wrestlers and Black women. So I had never heard it before, which, in a general idea, it's a happy surprise. I like to say when those things happen for me, I enjoy it because like I get to learn new stuff that people already know and have that experience. But on this one, it was kind of like you said, tragic because she's not here. You know what I'm saying? And so, well, I mean, I said it because, there's other wrestlers I learned about not here, but she's not here. And we don't even know if she got her flowers to really have her magnetized and uplift the way she deserved. Like I said, the article came out. It said that she had passed. Nobody really knew if she was around family and friends or anything like that. And she passed years before we really knew. So it's a lot of mystery too that we don't know, that we got to try to fill in the gaps or just hope and pray that she did go in a peaceful way, that she was celebrated in some manner form. I did kind of read that a certain state did like a Hall of Fame for her, and that she was also able to reconnect with her tag partner that she won All Japan tag titles with. So, and so that's what I kind of look at as like, what, even though we weren't able to celebrate her back then or get her to come to certain shows, we're able to celebrate her now. And it's important about what are we doing right now to magnify what this trailblazer woman has done. I mean, like you said, the fascination of Black people wrestling in Japan, the fascination of just her doing that in that time frame where racism was rampant and prevalent, and being gay on top of that. She did all those things and still was able to boogie and still was able to be looked upon and respected enough to give her that title shot, to be the first. Like nobody can ever take that away. So
Ever.
you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. I like, so it's like, yeah, it's tragic that she's not gonna be able to come down shade, that we're not gonna be able to see her, that we don't know if she was able to get her flowers, we don't know if she was around loved ones. But pods like this, voices like us three and our other two brothers, that's when we come in, that's when we do our job. That's when we fill in the gaps. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful and I'm happy that she existed and she did what she needed to do. So now it's on us to keep continuously pick up that torch and run with it.
What about you, True? What do y'all any thoughts on Miss Parker?
Yeah, I'll say a little bit like Chaz. Like I had knew a little bit about her. You know what I'm saying? Working in the independents in North Carolina and through the Carolinas and the South, you hear names and see things. But I mean, obviously, it was well before my time, so I didn't get to go back. Like I know you've gone back and watched some 1930s and 1940s wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But I have not had the opportunity to go do that, so I wasn't familiar.
I got something from 1897 on the hard drive.
Talk to me. Don't
yeah,
talk
we
to
up,
me.
man.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, bro.
We up. Yeah.
But like, no, I knew of her, but I guess you don't realize how impactful and powerful someone is unless you sometimes witness it. You know, it's hard to fully understand the impact of someone like her, and you know, just obviously tragic loss for her and her family and everybody that loves to support her. And you know, like I said, she's a trailblazer, and we have to. It's important to preserve the history of this business, especially as it pertains to our people, because there's a lot of unsung heroes, a lot of unsung Black heroes in wrestling that never get their flowers. And I think it's important that these people get their flowers, and preferably while they're here. You know what I mean? Because it just sucks, because this is somebody who, that should be somebody they recognize every single year when they do these conventions, when WWE does this or AEW does, like, these are people you need to recognize. It doesn't take but 5 minutes to put together a video, just to in memoriam video to, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like we just got to preserve these things and just make sure we, you know, give people their flowers while they can still smell them.
And we're talking about somebody that, like, you know, I mean, if you know the story of women's wrestling, especially during that time, and how it was very monopolized by an evil witch of a woman by the name of Fabulous Moolah. You know what I mean? Like, Sandy Parker was one of the few to actually stand up to her. You know what I mean? Like, Moolah knew not to try shit with Sandy Parker. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I mean? And then, like I was saying earlier, like, I just have this deep fascination with Black talent and, like, their crossover into Japanese pro wrestling. Like, just because, and you know, I mean, that's a whole different conversation for a whole nother day. But the fact that she was able to go to Japan to become a world champion, to be an 8-time tag team champion, like, that shows the testament of her as a competitor, her will. Like I said, we talk in the 60s, 70s as a gay Black woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even imagine the racism, the sexism, you know what I mean, the homophobia that she experienced, and she persevered. Like I said, I know, if I'm not mistaken, she was inducted in WWE's Hall of Fame in their legacy wing, which I remember very vividly because she was announced and they used the picture of Ethel Johnson. Oh, no, excuse me. Ethel Johnson was inducted and they used Sandy Parker's picture, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the two. But either way, they were confusing Black women, and I don't like that. But yeah, no, man, just I know it's been 2 years and we're just finding out, but, like, salute to Sandy Parker, man. Thank you for the contributions. Thank you for being a trailblazer. You know what I mean? You will forever be immortalized here on this podcast. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But let's actually start with the B team. You know what I mean? Now, this is for the Predictions Championship. You know what I mean? The prestigious BGW's championship. Once again, Nolo Green is not eligible to win the BGW Predictions Champion. He has lost all rights.
Damn right. Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Damn right. Get him out of here. Get Nolo out of here.
I have been looking for a reason, and he finally gave it. He finally gave it. You know,
I'm about to say I do need to know, like, what happened.
The story I was told is that he had a migraine, right? I find this out an hour before we go on air, right? So naturally, I'm suspicious. I'm like, I just spoke to you earlier. You didn't have a migraine then. But, you know, if you don't want to show up for your bookings, that's fine. That's no problem. I just want to let you know there are consequences to those actions. So, to reiterate one more time, Nolo Green cannot win the BGW predictions. He can get predictions. He can get them all right.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? But we're focusing too much on the negative, man. We got to see on the positive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will go smoothly. Let's get through it.
But yes, this weekend, Full Gear. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, fellas, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been really watching wrestling these past couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like the last time we did a show, the world wasn't in turmoil just yet. You know what I mean? Shit has changed in the last 2 weeks. Not looking good. It's not looking healthy, right? Not looking healthy. But there's always grabs to fall back on, right? And so we have AEW Full Gear. Now, AEW, in my opinion, they've been stepping up the game. I've been thoroughly enjoying certain aspects. Like I said, because I haven't watched the show in a whole, maybe I'm missing a few things, but like the Hurt Syndicate's been incredible. I'm a huge fan of the Death Riders. They've been great. I saw last night Daniel Garcia try to kill Jack Perry. Wonderful.
Support that 100%.
Turn these things up. You know what I mean? Continental Classics about to drop in 2 weeks. Like, we're doing good. We're doing good. Right? But for all the good, we have to watch a fucking pre-show match of QT Marshall and what was my man's AJ?
The Costco nigga? The Costco nigga? The nigga that been Costco with his family? That's crazy.
Oh, that's Full Gear. I thought it was on gonna be Collision or Rampage or some shit.
Nah, bro. This is on the buy-in.
And ain't the pre-show meant to reel people in?
I'm
about to say the only thing you finna reel in is more Costco customers. What?
Keep in mind, right? Keep in mind. This is not for us, right?
True.
Truthfully, I don't know who this is for. I don't know why.
I was about to say, I don't know who the fuck that's for. Like,
all I
know, TikTok
yeah,
generation. That's what it's for.
All I know is Homeboy used to be a wrestler, and
he did.
He did. He used to be a wrestler in the like early 2000s, and he has this child that doesn't look happy, and they hang out with this other child that's not theirs. Like, there's two. Like, you know what I mean?
It sounds like it's such a terrible scenario already. Like, this is really like what's happening right now.
This is not good, man. This is not good. So, I mean, what do you think about it, man?
I haven't watched wrestling like that in the last 2 months, maybe. Personal reasons, and just also I have very little interest. I will say I was excited to see Bobby Lashley and Shelton and MVP come there. I mean, I knew it was coming, but you still get excited to see their vision. But this is the type of stuff that makes me want to tune out of wrestling. Like you said, it's not for us, but once again, who is it for? It sounds like QT Marshall and this guy maybe were friends. You know what I'm saying? Coming up back in the day, and QT was like, "Hey, I work for this company. You know, you kind of popular right now with your TikToks and your family. Why don't you come and, you know what I'm saying? It's like a Make-A-Wish type of thing for this guy to get, his biggest match ever and his biggest moment ever, that's a cool thing for that guy. But there's 8,000 to 9,000 people in the arena. They didn't pay to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I
shit.
Betrayed in my moment of weakness.
Yeah. Turn the fucking violence up. Turn the negativity up.
Yo.
Let's get it rolling.
Excuse me. Hello, Brother Dar. How you doing? Brother Chaz, it's nice to see you. Now you. I was chill. I was resting. Because, I told you in a moment of vulnerability that I couldn't do that.
In my moment of weakness, dog. Why you text?
So, I was like, hey, my head hurt. I got a migraine. I holler. Then I get a notification on Twitter talking about I can't go for the BGW championship now because I missed one show. Uno. Of all 183. What? that's diabolical, dog. I saw. I'm not even gonna stay here long. I just wanted to let that be known, and just wanted to let you that you betrayed me.
Now I want to let you know, right? You're doing that thing where you're manipulating the situation because you're leaving out the fact that I told you, yeah, man, go enjoy your rest, get healed up. You're not mentioning that part, and I'm letting you know that you are not eligible to win the BGW Predictions Champion. I want you to turn that weakness into strength. And I need you to get strong. You know what I mean? Okay. You can't win the title. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. I will leave you on this note that at any time that y'all may think that your brother will have your back, he will find a way to manipulate the situation and make it look like it's your fault, and then you can't do anything about it. But it's cool. I love you all, even through the hate of this man. Yo, I don't hate this, but I love all of you. I hope you have a great show. I'm going back to lay back down, but I just wanted to say that. That's all. Y'all enjoy. Y'all do it amazing, like you always do.
Get your rest, bro, because the only way you gonna be champion is in your dreams. So bless up to you, brother.
Hey man, wait a second. Wait, I got something like I gotta get something out of my pocket real quick, man. Fuck you.
That warmed my heart. That was pretty good.
Oh man.
Good. And that's the clip. That's the clip to use. All right, good deal. Don't change a damn thing. But so opening up the predictions, MJF, Roderick Strong. Now, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, they were going through this little thing where they're trying to who can get to MJF first. So if I'm not mistaken, Roderick went through, was it Shane Taylor, Lance Archer, and I can't remember the third person.
I think it was
Beast Mortos.
Yeah, Beast
Mortos. And then Adam Cole went through Buddy Matthews, Malachi Black, and he lost to Takesha. Now, this seems like, of a bigger picture. I'm so happy we're not getting MJF and Adam Cole. Don't want to see it. Don't need to see it. I'm good, right? I'm always down to see Roderick Strong cook. Seems like they're setting up the pot for a Undisputed Era reunion. I don't know if we get there with this. So, Chaz, starting with you, man. What do you think of this match?
So I thought they were all back together now.
Is it official?
So I don't know if it's official tissue. I just remember the match before Take Soup where Adam, he came out wearing, coat with Undisputed all over it. So I don't know if it's official. I know they are on the same page. I don't know if it's official yet. It may become after this. Like you said, it does feel like something bigger because people did think it was going to be Adam Cole and MJF, and I know Adam Cole's probably not done with MJF, so he's going to get involved in some way, shape, or form. So we'll see what happens. But I don't really have too much, care or love for rinse, wash, repeat MJF, but just for the courtesy of this match. Shout out to Roddy. Roddy gonna get down. You know what I mean? Anytime Roddy get national television time, I'm with it. Active. He gonna boogie. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see something come up with Undisputed because I didn't fully give up on it, but it felt like it was either missing something or it got derailed because of the situation with Warlow. I don't really know what really happened. All I know is, and I thought we were all gonna be like, Men in Black, just forget about it and move the fuck on with it. And I was cool with that. I was like, all right, cool. So, but apparently not. So I just would like to see, even though it's faction 90s R&B hip hop faction groups at AEW right now, but each group outside of the Acclaim, I'm cool with. You know what I mean? I don't normally I'd be like, this is too much, break it up, but I can say this about AEW with the factions we have now. They all make sense right now. Even with, Dusty and Sammy Guevara, even though, whatever the case may be, I've been right. It's like, all right, I'm gonna give you a little bit because I haven't hated it. So we'll see. I'm curious to figure out how they're gonna bring this about, or if they just be like, you know what, it ain't gonna do nothing, and you just have them three go at it. But I would feel like if you're going to involve them two, then you need to do something with Undisputed because there's something there. Do you have a good elements? I just don't know, I guess, what happened in the past to make it kind of dissolve, but we'll see.
True, what do you think, man? Because like I said, like Chaz is saying, like there's some meat on the bone with like Undisputed Era in general. Like it's crazy to think that Undisputed Era is a nostalgia act, right? Because it has been some time since like that group has been together. You know what I mean? Like Bobby Fish, nobody cares where he's at. You know what I mean? It's always been the Roddy, Kyle, and Adam. But like in the context of this and how people already perceive MJF, and can you see and also keep in mind, Kyle O'Reilly's already in a group that I think works relatively well for him, right? But like, how do you see that whole thing unfolding? Like, is it necessary? Do we even really want to go there with Undisputed Era? And going into predictions, is Roderick winning imperative to continue this story, or does MJF somehow get this W?
I'm pretty sure MJF is winning. I think putting over Roddy would be great, but that ain't gonna work for me, brother. I think that's what Max is in his career right now. Personally, I think he's kind of, I will say this: I used to like the Undisputed Era thing, but I feel like for Adam Cole, it's just kind of like I would like to see Adam do something different, and I think we got to see him do something different when he was with Max and the Bro Chacho crap that they were doing. I thought it was entertaining up to a certain point. And I feel like now it's just like he's just kind of stuck in his vortex, and I can't really blame him because he was out for like a year with injury, you know what I mean? So we missed a lot of what could have been great, and so he's just kind of getting his legs back under him. So I think there's going to be miscommunication with Cole and Roddy, and I think Cole's going to play a role in Max winning, which will eventually lead to, I guess, what is it, World's End? Is that when the next pay-per-view is? Then World's End?
World's End.
Yeah, I think they'll do Cole and Max then, but I'm not interested in seeing them continue their feud. I feel like their feud they had a feud for a while, and Cole was revealed to be the devil, and then you know what I mean. It just I'm not super interested in this, but I'm pretty sure Max wins. If Roddy wins, I'll be gladly surprised, but can't see Max putting over Roddy because they're trying to further this story. And I guess Cole has to, and I would like to see Mox and Adam Cole actually. Have we seen that match at all? Is that
I would just like to ask that.
I don't not actually know.
I would love to see that.
Has Adam Cole even had a shot at the title yet?
Yes, he's had a shot at the title, but I don't think him and Mox have interacted unless I'm missing it.
I'll say this is one of my pet peeves about AEW is that there's a lot of great wrestlers who don't intersect with each other, and that bothers me because
it's like they wait till the last minute. Yeah.
Wait, and then you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people who it's like, how long we gonna have to wait for Kenny Omega to go face to face with Bobby Lashley? How long will we even get that? You know what I'm saying? So that's a concern. Oh, Shelton and Omega, I want to see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see them boys cook. I don't. So I don't know what their thought process is anymore in terms of what they're doing, but I would love to see Adam Cole involved in other feuds outside of MJF. Even we've been working with that nigga for the last 2 years. Like, can we move on? Get my guy and doing something else?
Did they ever figure out why he was so yellow on Wednesday? Adam Cole. Adam Cole looked yellow.
No, I missed.
He man. Maybe
he blended into
bed, you know.
He blended into the Titantron. It was crazy.
So he had a reverse tan.
Yeah, man, it was weird. Man didn't look. He didn't look healthy, dog. He didn't look healthy. And then like
yellow is crazy. Like, that's
that's what I'm saying, man.
To be fair,
where's this going? Like, where's this about to go?
Adam Cole has always had this weird, like, 90s grunge. I need to be on a corner.
But you need a bat.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Playing my guitar for money. He's trying to get my band. He's always had that. This, I've never ashamed him for it. You know, I always thought because he boogied, I don't give a fuck. But sometimes I'd be like, oh, that's just Adam Cole. So I leave it at that.
You remember the in Bad Boys, the very first one, when like the sun was coming up and it kind of had like that yellow hue?
Yeah.
That was Adam Cole's skin tone. That was his skin tone. Yeah. That's what it looked like. It was nasty.
I hope he healthy.
That's nasty business. Nasty
business.
That's
terrible. I'm going through a lot right now. But
yeah.
You're going through a lot right now. Yeah. Actually, you know, and it's funny.
I think every nigga going through a breakup, go through a period. Maybe not when you yellow, but your eyes might be yellow if you drink like Michael Jordan. You get that jaundice in your eyes. That's about it.
I'm gonna go. Yeah. He was, man. He was. I'm gonna give Roderick some slack, only because I'd like to see Roderick win, and he's in the Continental Classic. You can't have this year with the Continental Classic and Roderick's not in it. Roderick gonna cook on that. So
yeah.
I know. True, you're going with MJF. I'm going with Roderick. Chaz.
I guess for the story, I'll do MJF.
MJF, okay, all right. I hope both. I
hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I hope both.
If that causes me not to lose the title, fine. I'm fine.
And then just like my man said, I want Ryder kind of end of Heartache. God tier theme. AEW Tag Team Championship 4-way tag. We got the champs, Private Party, against the Kings of the Blackthorn, Malachi Black, Brody King, the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, and the rapping niggas.
Scott, can I say something?
Who that is? Who the rapping niggas? Who?
The rapping niggas.
Who we talking about?
Caster and
I don't recognize. I shout out to Anthony Bowens. I rock with Anthony Bowens because he's talented. I don't know the other guy.
Yeah,
I don't know the other guy.
Chaz, what you gonna say, man?
And this will. And if you have never, ever in the past 5 years watched AEW in your life, that match right there sums up what AEW is. The moment you feel like, you know what, they got it. This shit, they figured it out. We riding. They are the B team, the 1B. Let's give you some disappointment. Because go ahead.
Oh no, go. All I was gonna say is like there's so many things I love and hate about this match. Particularly Max Caster. That's mainly the hate. That's mainly the hate, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
And they lost to they beat LF5. Like, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing?
I'm gonna keep it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it positive and just say if Private Party don't win, I already got a little vendetta with AEW, but Private Party don't win, I'm gonna have to catch me in the streets. So we already got halfway there, so we're gonna definitely get there. If anybody else wins, and I want to say I love the Outrunners. I love the gimmick. I think it's hilarious. But Private Party just got the belts. Let my guys get a couple months, at least a couple months. No. If the Acclaim win, y'all gonna see something that y'all never seen from me. I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna be in New Jersey. I'm gonna find my way in New Jersey, and I'm gonna be standing outside that arena, and we're gonna have some problems.
So let's run this down real quick. You know what I mean? From the competitor standpoint, right? Number one, because we didn't do a show last week, we never got a chance to talk about the whole Malachi Black, like the matching out with Adam Cole and that whole look, right? Personally, in my opinion, I've never understood AEW's booking with the House of Black. I genuinely don't understand it. And I don't subscribe to what people say that Malachi is washed. I don't think that. Malachi can cook. You know what I mean? He's not cooking to the way people want to cook. So therefore, when that happens, he's washed, right? But Malachi is not washed, right? I think the potential the group had in the very beginning, Malachi, Brody, Buddy Matthews, even Julia Hart, like it was a strong group. It probably could have done more, right? Do I think Malachi kind of realized midway through, like, shit, like
here we go again?
You know what I mean? Because it was like he started out strong with Cody, and then Cody bounced, and I feel like he may have been like Cody's boy in that sense. Like anybody attached to the Cody verse kind of like fizzled out because it happened with Andrade. And then even down to like, I've been thinking they could have been doing way more with Brody King. You know what I mean? Like you have that big bastard and you're not like throwing him in like world title runs. It's weird. Do I think we're coming to the end of Malachi Black in AEW? I do. Despite what he says, despite of him saying he's not leaving, I'm pretty sure you would like to go be on the road with your wife. You know what I mean?
That nigga's out of there, bro. That nigga's gone. Like,
House of Black and the Wyatt Six at WrestleMania? You can't tell me that don't sound appeasing.
Well, I don't think Buddy going anywhere. So Brody, though, I think Brody and Malachi have a home in WWE if they desire to go because they are super close with someone who used to be in AEW, old Phil. So
yes.
I think they have anytime they want to, and same thing with Buddy, but Buddy signed an extension. Without saying too much, Malachi has several times tried to leave AEW. I know that personally. So I can't say too much else, but I'll say for him it's probably better just to go back because his guy's in charge now, right? You know what I'm saying? His guy's in charge now. So you got a guy you believe in, and I don't think he believes in Tony's vision. That's just a personal thing that I feel like. Yeah, I mean to be fair, let's say he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. So I think like I said, I think I feel like he would still get lost in the shuffle in WWE, honestly. But I mean, I guess if you with your wife and you're living life and you get to be with her. If I got to be with her every day and get paid probably more money, I'm gonna go with that. You be with Zelina and make more money, or hang out and not really do much and kind of just waste away. I'd probably go with the other option. So I get it. But yeah, I don't think there's any chance that House of Black win this match. I don't think there's any chance. If they do, then why even get a title to Private Party if that was the case? We get him, get a niggas a couple week title reign. That's looking a little funny. You know what I'm saying? Looking a little funny.
Chaz, what were you about to say though?
I was gonna tack on to what you were saying, and to what you're saying. Like, if you look at all these elements that you just said, like you should have strapped the Rocket to their back and pushed them to the moon. Because you can't really lose with, dark spiritual elements and wrestling. It just goes together like PB and J. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that and now, obviously with your insight and with both of you guys' insight, now that you're saying it's like, okay, what the fuck is really going on? Like, is it because of Cody or is it something else that we don't know? And I know you can't say but so much, but it's just when you look at all these elements, and you look, and if you needed proof of, okay, what could it really be? Julia went to the moon when she traded that gimmick and was with House of Black. Like her intro alone was fantastic. So yeah, man, it's again AEW is like the AEW is the Knicks, man. The moment you the moment you want to believe, the moment you want to see it,
man.
It'd be like
put it like this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the door is completely closed. Like, if they were like, all right, we're gonna go 100% with House of Black as like a huge group, like House of Black against the Death Riders, like that's money.
That's
that
money.
Be,
you know what I mean? I thought they should have did it. Like, I thought they were going to. I don't mean cut you off. I'm sorry. It's just like I thought that's what's gonna happen. Like, you could have. That's the money on the table.
I don't have my hat with me, but just walk me real quick. Say the Death Riders is stomping out somebody in the ring, and the lights go out, right? And then when the lights come on, it's Buddy, Brody, and Malachi, and they faced up with Mox, Wheeler, Pac, Claudio. Like that's fire, right? But we'll see. We'll see how the next couple months goes. Am I saying I'd be surprised at a Malachi Royal Rumble appearance? I'm not.
Right. Rumble is February. Okay.
February 1st, yeah.
We got time.
We got time. Like True said, I like the Outrunners. You know what I mean? It's not their time yet. I think there's longevity in the Outrunners. I don't agree that people have called them like meme wrestlers. What do you think professional wrestling is, nigga? It's fucking characters.
Right.
Like everybody is a meme character, right? Like if Macho Man Randy Savage came out today, he would be a meme wrestler, which means that meme wrestlers have been around since the beginning of time. People love characters. It's the theatrics, right? And they're good workers. I just don't think their time is now, right?
Right.
Then when you have the Acclaim, right? Because in a weird turn, you know what I mean? Like full circle kind of thing. Like the Outrunners are where the Acclaim were just a few years ago. Like,
true.
People remember like when the Acclaim first started like blowing up, they had the match with Swerve and Keith Lee. Like, people were very much on the Acclaim. People still didn't like Max Caster at the time, but people were very much on the Acclaim.
Never had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Max Caster, like, I've disliked Max Caster since AEW Dark. When
the nigga stinks. He stinks. Like, let's talk about it. He stinks. Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, bullshit ass rap.
Keep in mind, right? Roosh and Beast Mortos in particularly, like, have been making moves. I don't think, if you were to say who has been the most impressive this year in AEW from a debuting standpoint, it has to be Beast Mortos. Like, he's cooked every appearance.
I would put Hologram up there too.
Hologram has been great. Yeah, I love. Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. But last night, I know they cut it, right? But did you see the original rap that Max Caster did?
I heard about it. I didn't see it. I think he said something about not talking about Kamala, but Ice.
Yeah. While Beast Mortos and Roosh are in the ring, you know what I mean? Like, like, dog, do you know how wild that is?
And now we see what you're trying to do. You probably know it too. It's always the worst when you know you're the issue or your steam isn't what it is. I know he knows. I know he is. I know he listens. So now you're trying to recapture the juice that once was, and you're just saying like the most reckless and wild shit. And it's now becoming to a space where, you know, the saying is that talent overweighs BS. So if you got the talent, we'll look past that. But I don't know how much room you have left with Tony or you know, whoever, you know, Tony or the Bucks or whatever the case may be. I don't know how much leeway you have left, and I don't know how much time you think you're gonna keep getting away with this shit. But and I don't know if they still think it's gonna happen, but this needs to stop. This is not something where it's like it's Jericho and there's some underlying shit, whatever the case may be. That's another conversation another day. Mm-hmm. You don't have that pool. You don't have that luxury. You don't have that cachet. You don't have that history. You have none of those things. And at least I can say with Jericho, I'll give credit where it's due. He has a long-term history. He's done his thing in this game, so I'll give him that. You don't have any of that. This, whatever y'all think, whatever they're believing in, it needs to let go. Give my man Anthony Bowens that time to shine because he's ready. And it's we're clamoring for it. We want it. And maybe this might help out Max too to go another route. Like, listen, you had all this, it didn't pan out. You need to figure out another route because as of right now, motherfuckers don't want you. And
that's a fact.
You're the only one that still feels like you still got this juice. Nigga, the juice has expired. It's over. And Billy Gunn, I don't even know what that is.
When you have Billy Gunn getting the hot tag, like that I take issue with that, man. I take severe issue that.
And no
Billy
disrespect to Billy Gunn, but
nigga, all disrespect to Billy Gunn.
Because that's what we're relying on. That's who we relying on.
Listen, think of it like this, right? Do you remember this? It was would have been 2 weeks ago on Collision when Bowens and Caster had the interaction with the Hurt Syndicate. And Bowens was like, don't think because Billy's not here that y'all can talk to us any type of way. And in my head, I'm like, nigga, I'm pretty sure if Billy was there, they would still talk to you any type of way.
These bars on. What the fuck you, Billy? Huh? Excuse the fuck out of me.
Your predictions, gentlemen?
Oh, man. Give me Private Party, man.
Private Party. Sure. True.
You already know. Private Party. That's it.
I'm going to go with Private Party. You already know. Jay White, Hangman Page. I feel like this is kind of one of those straightforward type matches. Like the story's been cool. I feel like because Jay White already won, my prediction is Hangman Page. And then they'll probably do a third match on Dynamite or some maybe potentially in the Continental Classic or potentially World's End. So I feel like we don't got to dive too much into that. But, yeah, that's my prediction, Hangman Page.
Yeah, I go Hangman. I've enjoyed it. Like you said, it's no outside like crazy elements. Like you said, straightforward, straight to the point. And sometimes you need that, you know what I mean, for the story. And I'm cool with it. The one element that has been interesting to see with this one is that Hangman doesn't have the psycho leverage that he normally has, because this Bayman Club you haven't been able to take out all of them. You know what I mean? You've done it one by one, but now they've all come together. You don't have those same type of surprise elements where you can just run up on people like somebody's gonna come out, and so I know that's eating up at him. So I'm curious to see where this goes for the third one. I know it's gonna be nuts. I need violence for the third one. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's not like out of this world enjoyment, but it's been pretty good.
I gotta say, Hangman's had some great feuds to me.
Yeah.
These last, I don't know. I mean, honestly, from Jump, really, I've been a fan of his work from Jump. So I'm gonna agree with y'all. It doesn't make any sense for them to have another match if they're not going to do the 1-1 split and then lead to like a bigger, probably I don't know if it's Texas Death Match or when is Winter is Coming. They still do Winter is Coming, I'm pretty sure. So that was and typically Winter is Coming is usually in Texas. So I'm just kind of putting it together that possibly could be where this is headed. So if that
sounds good,
I like that.
Yeah, so I absolutely can see that happening. So I'm gonna go Hangman. I mean, it's funny because Hangman losing to Jay White was such a surprise to me because he had just beat Swerve. You know what I'm saying? So he had just beat Swerve and then he lost to Jay White. So I gotta give him his props for putting somebody else over after having like a huge, massive win. I didn't expect that. So he definitely got to get his win back, and I don't think it hurts Jay White right now. They kind of on equal footing right now, which I love because I'm a Jay White fan. So
Switchblade all day, TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander. Been loving this feud very, very much.
Yeah, man.
This feud very much.
Yes, sir.
Was not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right now.
No, the food has been cooking. I can't remember who said it online, but they were like, this should be the first women's match in AEW pay-per-view history that goes 20 plus. Just because I know both women can cook. I was very hard on Statlander this year, and I think I know why I was hard on her. I don't think Statlander as a heel worked at all. I don't think it didn't translate. She didn't really move
not
me.
Not with Stokely.
Not with Stokely, but as a babyface, she's phenomenal. Like, she is absolutely incredible. And then it doesn't hurt that Mercedes, when she's really dialed in on the heel stuff, she's a phenomenal heel in itself.
Absolutely.
I do think Mercedes is going to take the win. It's funny. Somebody brought this up that truthfully, Mercedes should be the women's champion and Mariah May should be the TBS champion, because the TBS championship kind of is like, you know what I mean? Like, Mariah May's not on this card. Like, I know she's doing the thing with Mina Shakir on this pay-per-view, but I feel like Mercedes is very much treated like the premier women's champion. And am I wrong in thinking that?
No. I mean, I kind of, maybe it might have been timing, by the time when Mercedes came, Mariah and Toni Storm was going to be a thing, and I'm glad it turned out very well. So I look at it like that. I don't look at it as they didn't think Mercedes would carry the torch. I just thought maybe so, because it's inevitable. It's coming. So whether it's sometime this year or all in next year, or maybe not that far, but it's coming sooner rather than later. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. I definitely think Mariah Way earned it. And she, it hasn't been. I don't want to play her reign because it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been like those shocking moments, like Tony had, and that's not to compare. It's just, it is what it is. But at some point in time, it's going to happen, and I'm cool with how they did it for, Mercedes. It was like, yeah, she could have walked in day one, and we've been all good with it. But she was like, I'm gonna go about it this route, and not only that, I'm gonna bring the whole women division up with me, and what she has done. So to see her have the TBS title, the mid card, along with the title that was essentially created for her, yeah, I'm cool with it.
I haven't got a chance to see all of the segments. I saw like the last two, the one going through the wall, and I think the one before, like either one before that, the one after it. Can't remember exactly, but to your point, Skylar, I guess it just depends on how you see it. You know what I mean? Like right now, Mariah is out there doing Anna. She did like 2 Anna J matches.
The last one was really good, by the way.
Yeah, they had a
last night, right?
Yeah. So I think Mariah kind of is struggling to find the proper challengers. You know what I mean? So I think with that, and like I mean, it's almost obvious that Toni Storm's on her way back, setting that up. I believe the pay-per-view you might be thinking of, Chaz, is Grand Slam Australia, which I don't know if that's
I forgot all about that shit.
Okay, so that's in February.
Okay.
So that's definitely going to be where they probably get to the Toni Storm Mariah May blow-off match or whatever they do, a steel cage or some shit. They're going to do something to spruce it up for the Australian crowd. But right. I think my problem with Mariah May's title reign is kind of just that, that we know she's just waiting on this other person, so you don't believe anybody else has a chance. Whereas with Mercedes is kind of like her track record as champion, she could lose it at any time, based on where she was before. Yeah. We haven't seen her have an extended long reign. So seeing her have an extended reign, which has been like, 5 or 6 months maybe now, since like May, I think, when she beat Willow. Yeah. So, and also it's fresher for her because we wanted to see Mercedes there, and we wanted to see Mercedes go against these amazing women that they have in the division. We wanted to go, against Willow, Stat, Sheeta, everybody else they got over there. It's just a bunch of talent. So I think with Mercedes having the star power she has and the dream matches that people have been clamoring for, like I think Mariah May was somebody people wanted to see in AEW because they had, saw her in Stardom and saw what she could do. But Mercedes is Mercedes. So, it's kind of like, you can't outshine the brightest star. No matter what you do, you can't outshine the brightest star. It's like if for WWE purposes, like everybody might want to be a tribal chief, but there's one OTC. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can carry it a certain way, but you're not gonna get that pop. You're not gonna get that attention. And Mercedes she's 1-on-1, and I think, I think the Statlander feud. I mean, I personally feel like Mercedes is gonna win. I don't see Stat being the person that dethrones her, but then I think about it, it's like if not her, then who? Who's it gonna be?
And I
Jamie
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think either between Mariah May or Mercedes, I don't know who, but their title reign will be ended by Jamie Hayter. That's just who I think it will be.
I'd be okay with Jamie Hayter beating Mercedes.
So as far as Mercedes, I like that. I like Jamie Hayter either one. I'll go Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata, Athena at some point in time, because at this point, there's nothing else for her to do in ROH. So,
Athena should have been on that main roster, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what else. I mean, you need to finish this off with Billy Starr. I mean, I want that. Yes, Billy should be the one to get it. Cool, but we need to speed this up. Like, we're done here. Like, she's done it all. Let's go. You know what I mean? So, you can't never count out Willow. The wild card in this is Mina, because there's something there where, I mean, she's top tier. Don't get it twisted, but there's something there with her. I can't put my finger on, but I like it. I like what she brings to the table. I like how she's connected to, obviously, to Mariah and now Tony. It's something there with Mina. I can't. We'll circle back around, but if you were to tell me she's gonna get the chip at some point in time, I wouldn't hate it.
I love
to see it.
Yeah, I love Mina. I think Mina's incredible. You know what I mean? But yeah. But so we're all in agreement. Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay. Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby about to destroy this nigga from pillar to post.
Yeah, man.
That means the ass whooping coming Swerve Strickland's way is something serious.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so the reason why I say that, right? Shelton Benjamin has been an absolute killer, right? A monster. Like, Shelton Benjamin has been fucking incredible, right? If Shelton going crazy like this, I can only imagine what Bobby Lashley is going to be like.
That nigga about to pull out a corkscrew moonsault, and you ain't even gonna see that shit. You ain't gonna see that. You gonna see Bobby big ass get on the ropes and do some corkscrew shit. You about to do some shit you ain't never seen him do. But
has Bobby ever gone off the top rope?
I've seen him. I think he did it in I know he did it in TNA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I remember, he did a suicide dive once in 2007. I want to say it was during that whole Umaga and
When was that when he went through the cage?
Not that, but it was like I think Vince had some people out, like he sent some security people after him to keep them separated. And I could be remembering it wrong, but I remember him jumping over something. I was like, I know Bobby Lashley big ass ain't jump over the ropes. It was absolutely so. He got the talent. He got the athleticism to do it. Right. I know he's obviously got over some injuries, so I don't know if he wants to risk it so fast. But I mean, against Swerve, you might need that. You might need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hurt Syndicate, like their whole presentation in AEW has been incredible. Like I don't know if y'all saw the sit down interview they did with Renee on I don't know if they showed it on TV, but it was on YouTube. And like they look like money, you know what I mean? Like, well, you know, I mean, first of all, you know, nobody can style a suit like the black man can, you know what I mean? Like we just do it flawlessly,
Yes,
right? So then you got these, you know, but like I said, like from the in-ring standpoint, like when that bell rings, like the presentation is, and I don't know, I feel like as collectively we knew that they were going to cook in ring, especially Shelton, but like to see what Shelton has done so far in the ring, and I can only imagine for Bobby Lashley, like Bobby can work, and I think that's something that we don't talk about. Bobby being an excellent worker, being in the ring with somebody like Swerve, like Swerve is the perfect person because Swerve is going to make Bobby's offense look extremely devastating. And I don't see Swerve winning this at all. Swerve just I don't look, it's not looking good for Swerve Strickland, for Shane. It's not looking good for Shane, bro.
All he got is Prince Nine on the corner, huh?
And this can only get you so much, bro. Like that's not gonna get you far. Man.
Hey man, Swerve needs some help, dog. I was saying this on the DAR World of Wrestling Pod. It's like I feel like maybe what happened to my man EJ, right? What happened to him?
So EJ and Lee Moriarty are currently a tag in ROH. That's not to say they can't.
You mean Lee Johnson?
Thank you so much, Lee Johnson. Yeah. That's not to say they, like you said, they can't come help because he was out there with him on the stage. Maybe like I don't know how long ago, but
a couple months, at least a couple months, yeah.
Right, he was there, so it's not like he don't got somebody, but
niggas ain't showing up.
I don't know if EJ. I don't know if EJ want this problem.
Niggas ain't showing up.
Big motherfucker.
Yeah,
but now, Bobby Lashley and Shelton.
What the fuck do you think you're gonna do to Lee? What do you think they're gonna do to Lee Johnson? They're gonna murder that young man.
So I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up because this was something we talked about on the DAR pod. Does the Hurt Syndicate add somebody else? And does that person help Bobby Lashley beat down Swerve? And I mean, could it be EJ? Would he fit in that, considering?
So I have a theory. My theory is I think Bobby beats Swerve clean on Sunday. I think what happens is I think Shelton gets put in the Continental Classic not only to win but to recruit. Okay. And I feel like he will recruit the fourth member in whatever block he's in, right? So I think Shelton will have an impressive showing in the Continental Classic, but I think he'll take one loss, and I think that one loss will be Powerhouse Hobbs.
Let's go.
And Powerhouse Hobbs being the young guy in the Hurt Syndicate, kind of being the Batista of the group.
Yeah. So
he's the best fit to me in terms of who they have in like on the roster. I think this is a guy who, to me, could be a star in his own right. And so you put him with legendary groups, with Shelton, who's a legend, with Lashley, who's a legend in his own right. I think that's a great fit. MVP, who's a legend in his own right. I would love to see that.
So the route I was going, and Powerhouse, like you said, it makes sense. It fits. It's perfect. I still believe I feel like they're gonna go a woman route. That's just me. That's something we have been kind of talking about on the pod, just to do something different. Like, and I, because obviously, you know, what we believe, what we're, you know, we're guys of the nostalgia. Obviously, we would love the original or be all together, but you know, Ceddy's doing his thing at NXT, so that's that. So if to me, I know MVP is big on trying to finish off what, you know, what should have never ended. And to me, if you really want to, like, my opinion, you really want to catapult this thing to different heights and at the same time uplift the women's division and kind of do what, you know, the Death Rider is doing, why not add a woman, you know what I mean, to now because now you look at it as there's no area Hurt Syndicate can't go in that division, right? There's no reason why they can't have all the power. None. They can get any title they want because they're just good. They're that good. You throw a woman in there like a Queen Amanada, like Mercedes Moné. Trying to think of somebody. What are the main two that just come on top of my dome?
Red Velvet.
Money Monet. Oh shit, thank you. Red Velvet. You know what I mean? I'm missing somebody, man. Fuck. Even I'm saying Nyla Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got shooters, women shooters that can really put this whole Hurt Syndicate in a whole different stratosphere if that's the route they go. But if they decide they want to, you know, stay traditional, I'm not mad at Powerhouse Hobbs. Hell, I don't know what we're doing with Ricky Starks. I don't even know what Ricky Starks is doing with Ricky Starks, but you know, yeah.
I saw you retweet your video.
Man, because I'm like, damn.
I was like, my man is missing Ricky.
I'm a hurting boy. Like, that's my guy, man. That is my guy. I love what he represents, the package, and for me, that feud between him and my GOAT, Bryan Danielson, that was really, like, that's really sold. I was like, you the real fucking deal. You held your fucking own. Like, I have no doubt you can't be that guy. I just don't know what's going on. And, you know, DAR, I don't know what you know. I know you can't say, talk offline, but.
Hey, man, free my guy Ricky Starks. That's all I'm going to say.
Cool.
Free my guy Ricky Starks. And that doesn't necessarily mean free him from a contract, but
right.
Free him from being forced to I know he got a match coming up. They announced it. Working the Indies.
Glory Pro, Glory Pro.
Yeah, so like I said, free my guy. He's waiting. He's ready. I can tell you that.
I can imagine, man. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Just blowing through the rest of the matches real quick. Jack Perry, Daniel Garcia, TNT Championship. Is Daniel's time. I'm tired of seeing Jack Perry. For the story that is being told, it would be looking crazy if Daniel Garcia does not win this one. Like, it would look crazy. Like, Daniel Garcia will forever be like the gatekeeper. He'll never be the champion.
Yeah, that's not.
If he does not win at Full Gear, it is his time.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you said, it's time. And if you're gonna, it has to go along with the story. It needs to make sense, because if you're gonna have Private Party win, you kind of need to have Daniel Garcia win too. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, I'm at my not wit's end, but I'm at good at point with Jack Perry. He's done what he was supposed to do with this whole scapegoat thing, whatever the case. I'll give him his flowers, but yeah, we need, the agenda needs to move forward now. If we're being serious about trying to get this thing rolling, AEW to where it needs to be, we need to get this thing moving. You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
I'll say similar to what I said about Private Party and their match. If Daniel Garcia don't win, It might sound bold. This might sound bold, but y'all gonna hear some stories coming out of New Jersey, man. They gonna say, you know what I'm saying, somebody flattened Tony Khan's tires. He was leaving out the arena. Because look, DG is another one of those guys that I thought, you know, they slightly dropped the ball with him several times, and they just didn't kind of follow up, especially when he started doing his dance and people started kind of getting behind it. They didn't follow up with it. So now he's been taken a little more serious. And I'm gonna just ignore what I just saw. So, but no, like I think this is the time. And it pains me to give Jack Perry any credit because I've never wanted to ever give Jack Perry any credit. But
That's fair.
I think but I think he really did work this gimmick to a point where it's like he's super annoying. He's annoying as shit, but that's the point. Like that's the point. You're supposed to, and so I give him props on that. I don't, however, like where the story is going for the whole elite that they had. I don't like where that's going because the Bucks left and just dipped. Jack Perry kind of on his own a little bit now, and I feel like they're kind of gonna go from being these heels who were trying to take over the company and beat down Tony Khan and did all this stuff to now they're trying to redeem themselves. I don't like where that's going, and that's a different conversation. But in order for that story to continue the way I'm pretty sure the powers that be there wanted to continue, Jack Perry has to lose. Like he has to lose. Like where do you go after if Jack Perry beats Daniel Garcia? Where do they both go after that? Right. Because you're building Garcia up to be this guy who's next to Private Party, who to be the faces defenders of AEW.
Right.
And you gotta put the the belt on them. I just hope they give, like I said, I just hope they give Private Party a long-ish run, and I hope when they do put this belt on DG that he gets it for longer than a month or two, because they infamous for that too.
Yeah. I had one point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was wondering, and I feel like I might be giving too much credit, but just to, I guess, kind of make sense in my brain. When the elite thing started, I was like, okay, this has potential. The story elements are obviously there. You're blending in real life with, kayfabe, because the Bucks are, co-owners or co-presidents, or whatever you want to say it. I'm trying to think, because what the Death Riders are doing now is what I thought Elite was going to do, right? Not in this necessarily the violent way, because that's who they are, but this is what I thought, and it looked like it was kind of going that route. And then I don't know if they thought Kenny was going to be around a little bit longer, because Kenny obviously is a huge part of the story, or whatever the case may be, but that one still left me kind of confused. I'm like, yo, the Death Riders are doing exactly what we thought y'all were gonna do. Unless this was the plot the whole time, then all right, I can make sense with that. But it just kind of felt like something happened where we thought it was gonna be what we see right now with Death Riders.
Can I interject?
Sure.
The reason why I feel like the Elite joint didn't take off, because it wasn't believable, right? It didn't, and at no point, because think of it like this, like the Tony Khan angle, right? It was shocking because it's not because the Elite are attacking Tony Khan, is because Tony Khan is getting active, right?
Right.
And I feel like in order to push a main event level feud or story, like there has to be an element of like genuine concern, which they did try to play, but it would have been more impactful if John Moxley attacked Tony Khan.
I see. Okay, I see. What
you're saying. If the Death Riders were the ones attacking Tony Khan,
okay,
then you have then you're like, oh shit, this is like ultra serious. With the Bucks, it just didn't. It was just like, oh shit, yeah, you know what I mean, like,
right?
yeah. Cool.
Let me ask you this. Okay.
Yeah. No. All I was gonna say is, I agree. I feel like they were probably hoping that Kenny was gonna be around, and because, like I said, I think the build going into the summer would have been the Okada Omega match at Wembley, but obviously Kenny wasn't 100%.
Right.
And even like now, I think a lot of the story that's going to be told in 2025 is Kenny and Mox. You know what I mean? One of the OG rivalries of AEW. What better person to save AEW than Kenny Omega, right? So I think the Elite in general would be great baby faces to the Death Riders, but that's just half the battle right there.
True. That's true.
Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher.
Shooters.
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle, actually.
Look, Kyle Orton gotta get this W, man.
I see it. When you first said it, I can't look away now.
I've never. This nigga has more. This nigga went from looking like Kenny to Will. Now he's Randy Orton, man. Like, you need come with your own identity. What are you doing, Kyle?
Get a mohawk or something, my nigga. Like, damn.
Oh man. I feel like Kyle has to win, right? I think
I would agree.
You know, like for the story, like they're building stories right now. If Will beats him, this whole story just ends like that. So you know what I mean? And I think Will's at a comfortable place where he could take the L. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not,
right.
So yeah, I don't see this going any other way. If Will wins, then the question is, what's next for Kyle after that? Like the person you just you shaved your head and you got your drawers on now. You ain't wearing your pants no more. You change your whole look just to get your ass whooped. I don't think that really helps your case. So I think Kyle Fletcher should win, and I hope he does for his sake. I think he's doing decent with his gimmick. This gimmick is decent right now, so keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I don't have really much too more to add. I've been impressed with the elevation of Kyle these past couple of weeks, past year. I think kayfabe aside, I think those whispers of him being compared to Will, whatever the case be. I'm not gonna say it eat him up. Of course, that's his man's, but I think he heard like, all right, I do need to figure out what's gonna be my route, especially after his man's got put on the shelf with the injury, with the Aussie Open. He was really able to navigate that swimmingly, through ROH and then all the way up to Don Callis situation, and now of Randy Orton variant. So yeah, I think like you said, Will Ospreay is Ospreay. He's in his short. How old is he? Like 27?
Yeah, something like that.
In 27 years, he's carved out a legendary career. Not too many people can say that. So him in the L is not going to do anything.
Oh wait, you said I thought you meant Kyle was 27. I think
Will Ospreay.
Will like 30, 31, 32.
Oh, okay, cool. Still kind of young. But at this point, like you said, true, it's not going to hurt him. The story needs to continue with Kyle and the whole, Don Callis thing. So yeah, I got him winning.
And then the main event, AEW Championship, Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy. I'm very much looking forward to the violence that this match is going to produce. Like, Jon Moxley is going to make that. He's going to make orange blood orange. That's what Mox does to Orange Cassidy, and I feel this has been a perfect buildup, right? You know what I mean? The inner conflict of Orange Cassidy, like seeing his man's get stomped out, even though nobody really cares about Chuck Taylor like that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that's the motivator. All the things that have happened, it's Chuck Taylor getting stomped out that made you were like, yeah, I should probably do something. That's wild. That's how you know he's a true friend, because that's wild motivation.
And this is the second time, because first it was damn, what was his name?
Trent.
Yeah, they did something to Chuck,
He need to
Now,
be going.
yeah, it's like Chuck
He
is
need to be
always
going.
the underlier.
Like, so if you ever want to see Orange Cassidy motivated, just beat up
Fuck
Chuck
up
Taylor.
Chuck.
But you know, Mox is gonna win this match. I'm still on the belief that Darby will be the one to beat Mox. You know, first,
Really?
I do think Darby is being set up to be the one, right?
Okay.
Keep in mind,
Absolutely.
he is going to be sent to the uppers room this
Oh
Wednesday
yeah.
with Claudio. But Darby absolutely should be the one to beat John Moxley. And that's not like, I'm not knocking Orange at all.
Yeah.
I just think like I feel like Darby's earned it, right?
I was gonna say if we're talking about like the pillars, right? The people that has been there, and this story is kind of aligning with, you know, the OGs feeling like it's not the same, it's becoming too much. Yeah, it makes sense with Darby. And I think you made a good ass point a couple weeks ago where you were like, if they really want to get busy with this, if they really want to punch up the violence and they really want Darby to get to Heights Unknown, go fuck up Sting, right? Like that's like you said, if for Chuck and Orange is Sting, and I know that's your man's, but for the story, whoo, that's cinema. But also, wasn't it? And y'all can help me. Wasn't it Sting? Sting was the one that took the charge against NWO, right? Like he was the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cooking, my man. You cooking.
Yeah. It always comes back around, right? But it makes sense. Oh, okay. It works. Sting was supposed to be the guy that, right? Darby, even though he doesn't have this physical aspect, for the past couple years, the past couple weeks, he has shown you he takes this shit seriously. And for his niche, even though he gets beat the hell up, he does it in a way where it's like it almost makes him better. Like him getting fucked up is like his superpower. So yeah, it does make sense now that you say like for him to get it, because now the story is completed. Now the circle has been completed, and now again, Darby deserves that, because I don't know if he's. Oh, Jack had got yeah. Outside of everybody else, I don't know if he's had a huge kind of single title run. You know, he had a TNT title, but this would definitely like solidify all that he's done since being there. So, damn, that's pretty good. I like that.
You was cooking there, my boy. You was cooking. Yeah. I'm proud of you.
I actually think that parallel is a part of the part. I really think that is a part of the story that they're telling. So, definitely cooking. I have no desire to see Orange Cassidy win the AEW World Championship, so I'm already go Mox. And I dislike Orange Cassidy. It's just the time is not. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was ever going to do it, maybe a little down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like as like one of those like, thank you for your service. You've been a loyal soldier. Here's 3 months. Here's a 3 month. You know.
Call that man Tommy Dreamer, dog. That's crazy.
Look, that's what it is. That's what he get. You know what I'm saying? He getting that Jeff Jarrett title run in WCW where like he got that like the last year where they give you the last that 3 month run, and then he just push you like well, Hogan ain't here no more, Savage ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Sting ain't really around. Well, we gonna put it down on you right now. But I agree. I think this story was all set up to build Darby up into like a main eventer now. And I think the whole point of setting up Danielson versus Darby was to basically have Darby get screwed out of his title shot and set him on a path to kind of, he's very not lackadaisical. I don't know if that's the right word, but he's very nonchalant about everything.
Yeah.
And so he has to care about something.
Right.
You have to care about something. You got to stand up for something. And this is him standing up for what he believes in, which is, I guess, AEW, and defending it against, the old guard, which is really Moxley is the old guard. He's been when shit goes wrong for AEW, you just plug in a John Moxley title run And them niggas, like, let's get shit back on track. We did get like, shit ain't right now. Let's put them back on. You know what I'm saying?
God forbid they ever lose John Moxley.
Oh man,
they cooked.
You ain't got no plug and play. They gonna have to. Maybe Max, maybe MJF is gonna be their plug and play guy. I guess if that happens, which is not good for nobody involved, including Max himself. So I don't know. I think I will say Mox and Orange Cassidy should be a lovely, violent match. I mean, what was it, All Out last year, right? All Out last year, they had a hell of a match. So yeah, I don't expect this to be any different, and I think OC is going to take a beating, but in the end, this is just setting up for. Now, I guess my question to y'all is, when do you think that happens, though? Like, what makes the most sense? Because Darby could have had a title shot going in the Wrestle Dream. You know what I'm saying? He could have did that, and he could have won it then. Do they let Moxie hold it for an entire year? If we're really going Sting versus the NWO, that story went a full year, and we got Hogan and Sting at Starrcade. Are we doing Wrestle Dream? We doing All In? Like,
here's a good question. Is Darby still planning to climb Mount Everest?
I hope not.
I pray.
I was gonna say, because if that's the route we're going, then we never get
that nigga gonna die. That nigga gonna die. It's really no way around. That nigga gonna die. You're not climbing Mount Everest and coming back. You're not living to tell it. So
just go ahead, print out the obituaries.
Yeah, you know.
But no,
let's have Kenny Omega. Let's have Kenny Omega save AEW, because it ain't gonna be Darby Allin.
And I think that's important too. Like, as much as I would love to see a Kenny title run, right? You could theoretically, like, you can go a whole year with this Mox thing, right? I would not be mad at a year run with Mox, right? Just because the meat on the bone in general. It has to be Darby Allin. Like, it can't be Kenny, right? Kenny's already been there, done that.
Right.
Darby winning the title, let's say at next year's you don't even got to make it the full year. You do the title change in Dallas, right, which is July, so close to a year, maybe about 10 months. But like, for you do the title change there. It's a big deal. You know for a fact Darby Allin is going to rafter down from AT&T Stadium. You know what I mean? He might parachute. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, but I think you do it at the biggest show possible with the biggest amount of eyes, which would be All In.
I'm looking at the card, the upcoming ones. I like All In for some reason, man. I feel like it may be sooner, and I don't know why I'm feeling like that.
Revolution,
but I was gonna say Wrestle Dynasty.
Damn it,
yeah, I was gonna say Wrestle Dynasty Tokyo Japan, but that's just a feeling. Because I'm thinking like, because Kenny's slated to come back January 5th. January 5th. You do something before then, in a sense, in the space of like a passing the torch moment, because maybe beforehand, Kenny's huge in Japan, obviously. Again, I don't have all the parts. I'm just thinking of the people, the places, the time frame. I don't know if they're gonna let it. I would love to see it all in, because that's the show of the show. But I'm not mad if they decide to pull the trigger at Wrestle Dynasty and somehow figure out a way where it's like Kenny feels like, you know what, I don't need to do it. You got it. I don't know how you do that, but I'm just thinking out loud.
I was gonna say Revolution just because Sting just retired at Revolution, so it's like a he watched his mentor retire, and then a year later, in this same position, he becomes champion. If they're going for all these fucking parallels, you know what I'm saying? Which AEW is doing a lot of that. I feel like that would work. I don't know. It's just, I'm interested to see what a Darby Allin title run looks like. A world title run looks like.
That shit is a 5-day title run.
Hey, come on, man.
You
maybe,
giving him the Lex Luger in '97, nigga? You
Yeah,
giving the nigga the Lex Luger in '97, dog?
maybe
Goddamn.
10, maybe 10.
Yo, thank you for your service type shit.
Yes, that's what it is. Like, we appreciate you. You've
and
been
you know
down for a
what?
cause.
I bet you if you tell Darby, like, hey, thank you for the title, we'll let you jump off whatever you want. You just got to drop the title back. I'm pretty sure he'd be like, bet.
He gonna do that shit. Yeah, he don't. He
The ball up top. Ball.
yeah, he good
jump,
with that.
I get to jump off a plane into the ring. Say less. Say less.
Run it up.
So, gentlemen, I did not anticipate that we would take up so much time with.
Me either. I was coming up like, oh shit, it's all AEW. This is very rare. This is very rare.
So we can hit, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want to keep anybody from doing what they need to do for the rest of the day. I know Chaz got to go to work and everything. But yeah, we can hit a quick, you know what I mean? Obviously, no time limit until we've all exhausted all possibilities. But, you know, I mean, the quick roll up and just kind of go through there. Going over to WWE, looks like they're doing this War Games type joint with, as we saw on Friday, Bronson Reed teaming up with the Bloodline. And once again, I feel like I've been flip-flopping this year. I don't have to owe Solo another apology. Man, nigga is great.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's hilarious.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it is. Like, once he stopped being like ultra serious, I thought he was cool as the ultra serious, but like hilarious Solo. Hey, man, you're the tribal chief. You got it. You got it, dog. You're funny.
That's a great point.
I'll say this about Solo. I think with the entirety of the Samoan family, when they're allowed to show personality,
Hilarious.
you start to see who they are, and that's why they're all over like that. I mean, we can look at Jacob Fatu and already see that's a lot of personality, a lot of he talk heavy, all that shit. So I think really the key in wrestling, when you have any wrestlers that maybe Black, Samoan, or just from a certain, even like a LA Knight, if you know how to talk that talk, you just gotta let wrestlers talk that talk, because trying to fit them in a box, it just keeps them from reaching their full potential. And like I said, Solo going out there and just being niggas ridiculous. To me, he's just ridiculous every time I see him. So it's like, that's what you need. Like with Roman, like even when Roman was like the top dog and he was the top babyface, he was doing the succotash promos and shit and all that stuff, and the dog shit with fucking Corbin and all them, like that doesn't work. And the moment he go out there and just talk shit, wear his Jordans and shit, and go out there and like just do him, that's what works. And you gotta stick to what works. Jey Uso going out there talking crazy, doing the yeet shit, that's what works. When you find something that works, you just stick with what works and stop trying to fit people into these weird boxes. Like, he was cool as a Samoan enforcer, basically. But if you're gonna make him a main eventers need personality. They need promo skills. They need to entice the audience. And now he's finally at that point. And like I said, I'm excited to see where this goes. Although I feel like War Games, it should be the end of the saga. We know it's not, but it feels like it should be. But it's not.
Oh, real quick. I just hit my man Vincent up real quick. We are on Blue Sky, my brother. If you just type in BGW Pod, and then whatever the other stuff is, but yeah, BGW Pod, we are up there. Please go follow us. You know what I mean? We appreciate you. You know what I mean? What do you think about Bronson joining the Bloodline? Now, I don't know if this is just for War Games, but
that's probably.
I was about to say, yeah.
I mean, would it be a bad thing if he became a permanent member? Because he is part Samoan.
He is?
Oh, he is?
I thought it was all
he looked like it. He looked like it, but I didn't want to say, I didn't want to.
Yeah, he's part, yeah. And like, he fits. Like my man said, the image of Reed and Fatu together, like, give them whatever titles they want, man.
That's it.
Like, dog, Bronson Reed hitting the tsunami off the top of War Games,
and then having Fatu hit the moon.
He said, "That's it, nigga. That's it. That's it."
Whew. Now that you put it like that, I ain't mad at it, but I don't know if that's what Bronson's trying to do. I think he is trying to carve out this solo monster type niche where he's just, doing his thing but terrorizing the whole roster. That's what I think we're on. I just think it's part of the storyline because obviously him and Seth are going through right now. So,
I would like to see him as a hired assassin type thing for the bloodline, like something different. Like, you're not a part of the family per se, but if I need you, I can call on you. Versus, you know what I'm saying? Because then that could also bring in some issues with Solo and Jacob Fatu at some point. Like, why you need him? And that could get a Bronson Reed Jacob Fatu feud. You know what I'm saying? So there's elements there that you could work with it without putting Bronson in, like, because Bronson's too strong, too big to me to be like a lackey. You know what I'm saying? And he was gonna be that. So and
then truthfully, you could carry on like an extension with doing Bronson and Jay, since they technically are both a part of the Raw brand. So you know what I mean? Do a nice little television feud like that.
Yeah.
Clearly this sets up Seth possibly being the fifth man for the OG bloodline, right? Which I get why people are upset by this, but I feel like they're just not seeing the bigger picture here, right?
Which generally is always the case.
This is always the case, right? Like, you're telling a story of like Roman's essentially his redemption. Like, do you know how Paul Heyman, I'm pretty sure, has disconnected his call for a lot of people. Nigga, the entire 90s ECW roster. By Paul.
Them checks bounce. Yeah, them checks bounce. Checks bounce. You ain't trying to take that call. I get it.
But like, you kind of telling the story of like Roman needs people, right? Like, he needs Jay. You know how I feel about Sammy. He needs Sammy, right? He needs Paul. And the conflict between him and Seth is so well documented and well put together. Like, you can't tell me that in the Survivor Series, like, it's the two of them and like they got to stop Jacob, right?
That's money.
Like, that's like them. Even though Mox's not there, just the two of them doing the Shield fist bump. That's gonna like, people are gonna go crazy for that, right? So I'm not mad at the idea of Seth. I'd be more upset if it was Cody.
Oh yeah, now, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, all right, what we doing here?
Yeah, I just don't want to see Cody in general, personally, but I'm gonna keep it up. So one element of this that I think people don't talk about is that for all Seth's like, oh, I would never team with Roman Reigns. Do we forget who turned on who first? I mean, where this all started from? Who stabbed their brothers in the back?
This is all your fault.
Yeah, like, nigga, you created the monster. Really? Like, you did it. So, if anything, like you said, it's a full circle thing where it's like, yeah, Roman was whatever, but Seth was a part of the alliance? Was that the not the alliance, but it was I forgot what they used to call it, but when he was like, it was like the corporation, but it like wasn't the corporation. Yeah, and so it's like you were teaming with them. You was going against Moxley when he was Ambrose, going against Roman. Like, every single, you know what I'm saying? You cashed in your Money in the Bank, literally that title shot, and like pinned him to win the belt. Like, dog, like this is, you know what I'm saying? We going for, the cinema of this all, the storytelling part of it all. That's going to come up at some point. That has to come up, because even at WrestleMania, Roman had a chance to beat Cody, basically. And Seth bothers him so much that he risked that to take Seth out. That was like, it burned him so much that he was like, yo, I gotta get this nigga back because you started this. And I think he even was like saying something to that effect when in one of their matches when he like, he was doing this thing when he was talking throughout matches.
Oh, it was the Rumble match. He was saying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he caused this.
Yeah. So it's like, this is all full circle. And I mean, on paper, that's a hell of a team. You got the Usos, Roman, Sammy, and Seth. That's a hell of a team. You're talking about greatest Survivor Series teams that work together. That's a very, very high ranking team of people that work together. So, I don't mind Seth. I was just thinking maybe personally it was going to be CM Punk because he wasn't fighting Gunther. So I was thinking that the wise man right before he got taken out told Punk, take me with you, and then I believe I can't remember exactly, but there was something about Heyman said spare CM Punk, or he asked Roman to spare CM Punk or something, like a couple months, maybe it was like WrestleMania season. I can't remember the segment exactly. So it's like there is a story there, and like maybe Seth really does stick to his principles and doesn't join, but it wouldn't really make much sense. So like there's an alternate route, or Seth does join and maybe he gets taken out and gets injured because he does have an injury history, and the wise man returns with somebody. Like I think there's a lot of ways they could go with it, but if it is Seth, then my question is, okay, so how does the wise man fit in this? Because he has no say so, and Seth being a part of it. So where does the wise man come in? Like there's a lot of interesting elements here to this story where I don't know what's going to happen next per se. Like you knew they were going to reunite, but it's that fifth member and Heyman's inclusion. Like, where do we go here, and what's the next step? So, I'm excited for War Games. I mean, I think it should be a brutal ass match. I hope so. Now that we got blood back in WWE,
you don't put
and pile drivers.
Yeah. Well, man, you don't put a nigga like Jacob Fatu in a match like War Games and there's not blood.
Nah, hell nah.
Like,
turn that shit up, Bubba.
It's gonna be great.
If you thought CM Punk and Drew was something, I need that double. I need double that. I need double that.
Look, Sammy about to put an all-time performance on. They about to cut that man from left to right.
I'm gonna cut Gary which way but loose.
Just Street Profits and BFAB. First, I want to shout out BFAB. I want to shout out BFAB.
Big shout out to her.
She looked fantastic on Friday. Like the best she has looked in ring. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, the presentation, like the fact she actually got her own entrance. She was cooking in the match. I know she's been cooking with Natalya, but it was really nice to see her get the opportunity to showcase that on a scale like SmackDown, which adds to further with what's going on with the Street Profits and what that story is potentially looking like. Yeah, man, I definitely want to shout out BFAB. But then, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you are going to keep them together, it seems like they're really trying their best. You know, I have my personal feelings. I think we all do. But the heel route would work, obviously, because of, you know, the history of them not having a title shot. Not title shot. And them not having a title in quite some time. Bobby Lashley dips. Well, not dips, but y'all know. And I thought that was the route. No, not even thought. We knew that was the route they were trying to go when they had Bobby. But Scott, you always make up this great point is no matter what, it seems like people just love cheering Bobby Lashley. So it was hard to really execute. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But them going heel, and I think Chad from shout out to Ringside Club, he made this excellent point. He was like, you know, give them a title run in this new day and age because he said we haven't seen it in so long. Now that's just me being optimistic. I still want it to be over with. All right. And that's not because, y'all don't want black tees together. No, I celebrate this is a black guy wrestling podcast. I'm gonna celebrate that shit. But I also am realistic and know, hey man, it for whatever reason, it's just not clicking, and it's not necessarily all their fault. It's because of other elements that have happened to them. You know what I mean? Or people coming in, then moving down, people leaving, unwillingly, shit like that. It's just been so many other things that has happened since their last title run. So it's like, and then we've seen the biggest thing is that we've seen the emergence of Montez, but even more so the emergence of Dawkins. Like, oh, Dawkins got a bag. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that. So if you're gonna keep them together, I'm cool with the whole heel turn thing. Again, I don't know what is gonna happen because it seems like Motor City Machine Guns is the agenda right now. It should be. But B-Fab, that's the agenda. She's on the up and up, Bubba, and we're all gonna be better for it.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to B-Fab. I saw some of what she did. I know she's been working to improve and continues to get better. And I respect anybody that takes their craft seriously and wants to get better and continues to get better. Right. And you know, I always have positive things to say about her in general, but she's she's putting the work in, and I think in this day and age, from WWE standpoint, all you need is to continue working at what you do, and the opportunities seem like they are there. As far as the Street Profits go, I like the Street Profits, man. I've loved them dudes, but you know, you kind of see when it's time to let it go, and the time is there. And you know, I think a lot of people once again have always said Montez is going to be the star when they do split up, but I think they'll both be fine.
Yeah,
and I think that's why you got to spread your wings, and like they're gonna still probably travel together and still be homies and whatnot in real life, obviously. So I think what's the harm in splitting them up? Now, once again, I don't know about doing it around the same time the New Day looks like they're gonna be splitting up, because that is a I would like to see some black tag teams be on television,
of course.
But I mean, at the same time, man, look, like if it's time, it's time. And the Street Profits have been together for years, and they have gotten over and been successful. But if you're not gonna give them the titles, if they're not on the agenda to be the guys, and you got DIY over there, you got Motor City Machine Guns and other teams who might be coming in the fold soon, let them try their hand in singles competition. It can't hurt anything.
The reason why Dawkins doesn't get recognized for like being a potential single star is literally aesthetics, right? You know what I mean? Like,
true.
There is more of an appeal to Montez Ford than there is to Dawkins, right? Just because Dawkins looks like a Walmart distribution employee does not mean he don't have star qualities. He just
hey dog, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Hey, yo. He didn't even say Target.
I don't know. I think Target pays a little cheaper. No,
you might be right. You might be right.
But it's true. But it is true. That's how people look at Dawkins.
Yeah. Like, no, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like in ring ability, I've said it on this podcast. I think Dawkins is absolutely the most improved performer we have seen in the last 10 years when it comes to that WWE system, right? For the simple fact he put in works. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like Dawkins does it to himself.
This is true.
And then when he did dress up, he looked like Martin Luther King. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
hey dog, what?
Dawkins got to find the balance. That's all that is, right?
You said that nigga look like Martin Luther King? Come on, dog.
I'm gonna tell you.
I have a dream ass face. Come on, dog.
I'm gonna tell you a story,
dog, like that.
I'm gonna tell you a story. It was Dallas. It was Mania weekend in Dallas when we were at Wale Mania, and we get there. We go up to the stage, and we see Montez and another guy on stage. Right? We instantly were like, "Oh, there goes Montez," and we both were like, "Where's Dawkins?" Because Dawkins, I think, the week prior had a full beard. And then you just see this nigga on stage with a mustache. And we're like, oh, this must be the person that's interviewing him. And then we realize, like, oh, shit, that's Dawkins. Deacon Dawkins. Absolutely.
Deacon Dawkins.
Yes.
Hey, dog.
Yeah, he's going to have to rebrand. It has to be a happy medium. I can't really argue that one.
That's crazy, dog. Call that man Martin Luther King. I was next to Dawkins at Wally Mania this year in Philly. And I wanted to ask him, like, you know, bro, like, I wanted to interview him really, but we were talking basketball, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to go from talking about whether LeBron was going to win another championship to be like, hey, bro, I just want to interview you and find out how you feel about the stuff that people say about you, because as a wrestler, they see everything. Wrestlers see all this shit that people say. They see everything.
Oh,
they might
yeah.
act like they don't.
Oh, yeah.
They see everything. So I just wonder, like, is that a motivator for him to go hard because you got people like Scott over there talking about a nigga look like Martin Luther King and shit?
Listen, I truly believe the reason why Samantha Irvin hasn't retweeted it is because of all the things I've said about her fiance. I have no doubt.
Hey, you know what? It didn't register to me. I was like, hey man, you know, I'm like Jada Parker retweeted it. He said Nigel McGuinness retweeted my dog. And I thought about it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh,
this nigga definitely got a vendetta against Ricochet. And Ricochet probably like, but guess what? She liked it though.
She liked it.
Hey, listen.
And she bookmarked it. So she read it and she probably look, when he not around, you know what I'm saying? She reading it. That's all we need. That's it. She reading it. You know what I'm saying? She rock with the gang. She rock with the gang.
She knows the word.
Exactly. Yeah. She done shared it. It's doing numbers. It's done numbers. So she's spreading this, you know what I'm saying? She's spreading it to people just privately. You know what I'm saying? Some things you just can't say in public. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that nigga up. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga.
Last two things before we get up out of here, gentlemen. Switching it from pro wrestling to the combat sports world, because this weekend was quite hilarious.
Lord,
this past Friday.
That's one word for it.
This past Friday, AT&T Stadium. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Oh boy.
Who wants to go first?
I'm about to put myself on mute. protest of this.
Hey, 65 million watched it. 65 million. Like people were tuned in.
I'm gonna pray for all those people, including myself, because I definitely watched it. And
but before, like Serrano and Katie Taylor, absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, facts.
Like, I remember their first fight. I remember this fight. They absolutely brought it. They were incredible. So I'm glad they went and people got an opportunity to see that. However, for every great fight, there is the shit we got.
Look, man, fuck it. I'm going to just say it. Look, man, we all knew what this was when the shit got announced. Everybody knew what this is. Boxing is better than this. You know what I'm saying? As someone who grew up as a boxing fan, boxing is better than this, man. I mean, you know what you're getting when you watch a Jake Paul fight. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting. And I understand that. But I think this was worse than the others. Because Mike is almost 60. He just had a health scare. He had no business being in that ring. And at the end of the day, it was about a payday for Mike. And I respect it. He said it himself. He's just doing it to get paid. This is for his kids. I can respect that. Everybody trying to provide for their families and trying to survive. I respect that. I know Mike went through some financial troubles at one point too. I remember hearing some stuff about. So, hey man, if Jake Paul put him in position to get out of his financial debts and all that stuff, hey, at the end of the day, I can't hate on that. I have nothing good to say about the Paul family in general. But in that regard, if you're helping out a legend, one of the greatest fighters to ever, lace up in gloves, I can begrudgingly give props for that. But as far as the fight, Hey man, Mike looked good in that first round. He looked kind of good in that first round. That's about the only thing I took away from that fight was you saw a couple flashes of like, yo, he was throwing them things for a second. Obviously not the same power as he had back in his, heyday, or even in the tail end of his prime.
Mike forgot that he what his job was to do.
He signed that contract. He was supposed to.
He was like, man, I can't do what I want to do.
He had a couple. Yeah, they had a couple hits in that first round. I was like, Mike. I'm like, all right, dog, all right, big dog. Like you got this. And then I thought about it, and I was like, there's no way, there's no money in a Jake Paul getting knocked out by Mike Tyson in the first round, because after the fight's over, you got to sell the next Jake Paul fight because it's a spectacle. This is all a game. Mike Tyson ain't fighting no more. It's a payday. So Mike taking that loss don't matter to him. But for me, my blackness would never allow me to be happy to see a legend fall at the hands of I mean, come on, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, dog? Like, what are we doing here, dog? Like,
Chaz, how do you feel that forever in the record books, in the legitimate record books, Mike Tyson has a loss to Jake Paul on his record?
Yeah, I mean, it's there, it's there. I was in the space of saying, it's a lose-lose for really both parties. Okay, if, like you said, if Tyson wins, okay, what? I'm not gonna put that win nowhere near his other wins or his losses. Keep it a bean with you. Like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not a fan of Jake Paul. I'm not a fan of the Paul family. I don't respect his in-ring, abilities, because like, you're not fighting, big names. You're choosing these older individuals who need a payday. Or, you know what I'm saying, we want to be attached to, because like I said, now, I gotta give flowers. Not necessarily, but I'll give credit where credit is due. He has, being a influencer, brought eyes to the game, but it's like, are they the right eyes? Is it the right type of look? You know what I mean? Because this is in there. For whatever reason, for whatever you want to feel about it, it's there. It happened. I don't know how bad Mike was hurting. It felt like you say, he did have, bankruptcy issues, you know what I mean, before. All his life, unfortunately, he's been taken advantage of by a lot of people, you know what I mean, and which, led to a lot of the things he made there. I'm not condoning, the sexual assault against Robin Givens and things like, well, wait, did that happen?
I think it was domestic violence against Robin Givens.
Thank you, domestic.
Yeah.
Excuse me, domestic violence. I'm not condoning that at all. But again, like I said, things have happened in Mike's life where he's been betrayed to, lied to, mental health wasn't necessarily the best, went to jail, things like that. So he had his financial in the past, but it felt like he was, doing quite well with like the podcast and the weed and things like that. So I don't know how bad he was hurting. And, for all intents and purposes, he said, yeah. He could have said no too. He said, yeah. So I'm not saying that it makes it right. I'm just, making sure we look at all the sides. But at the end of the day, man, it happened. It shouldn't have happened. You could say it was scripted. You could say Mike was pulling back. You could say it was cash grab. I will tend to believe all those things. I just wish, the good thing we did get out of this was that, like you said, True, Mike got paid. So this sets his family up for the future. Great. Shout out to Jake for that alone. Cool. More so, shout out to the women at Boogie. You know what I mean? Because again, I didn't know who these women were. But I was able to watch the highlights. I was like, oh, they're the real deal. And I went back. Now I'm gonna go back and watch the first one. Because that was fantastic. What I saw, they was trying to take each other to Satan's toenails. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was trying to go there. You know what I mean? Like, violence. That shit was good. So shout out to that. But boxing's for all the good that this last year that boxing had produced, it still is in a weird space when I guess we kind of feel like people feel like we need a Jake Paul to continuously recognize, and that, you know what I mean, that shouldn't be the case. We're all old enough to remember. We're all old enough to remember when boxing was like the premier event. Like it was the thing. Like when you had a main event, you called out, you had fight parties, you know what I'm saying? You treated it as such because it was such the aura, and the names too were huge. So will it ever get back to that?
Put it like this: there are phenomenal boxing platforms out here. You know what I mean? I've always said, if you want to see the absolute best when it comes to boxing, watch the shit that's not on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like Pro Box TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like undercards of fights. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's when you're gonna see the absolute best of boxing, is when you get to the upper level, when the politics start getting there. Jake Paul is an absolute embarrassment to the sport, to anybody who has claimed that they are a boxer, you know what I mean, that's even put on the gloves. The fact that there's legitimate talks that Jake Paul will challenge for the unified light heavyweight championships is absolutely a disgrace to boxing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say on the on that matter. Yeah, just it's an embarrassment, bro. It's an embarrassment.
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Facts.
Another embarrassment was the fucking coonery that took place at UFC with John Jones and my man John Jones. John Jones is a lot of things, right? He's an abuser. He's a cokehead. He is somebody's goat, right? And he is now he's now Herschel Walker, right? My man, John Jones, right, beat a 42-year-old Stipe Miocic, right, who should have never been in the cage. Stipe looked terrible. John beat him. John beat him good. And then the first thing John Jones does is he does the Trump dance.
It was a lot of that this weekend, apparently.
Bro,
sports, man. I don't understand.
Keep him. All right. So just to put into context, right? Mind you, they're in Madison Square Garden. It literally the entire show was the Republican National Convention. I have never in the history of watching UFC seen this much propaganda for the Republican Party, showing people all the fighters being lame as hell, going up, oh, Mr. President, whatever, right? It was sick. Just a few months ago, Bilal Muhammad, their welterweight champion, who is of Palestinian descent, was told that he could not drape his flag over the cage during his fight because they don't want politics in the UFC. Yeah. I just wanted to just use this opportunity to call John Jones a coon and a loser. That's all. That's all I got for UFC.
Well said. I don't need
yeah. Fully concur that statement. So yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Charles Oliveira, because he definitely walked past Trump and Elon Musk. Like, didn't even acknowledge them. So salute to them. That's all I got tonight, fellas. I think this was an incredible vibe. You know what I mean? True. Before we slide up out of here, man, because we have been cooking, my friend, on DAR Sports and Media.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like I've said on this platform, I am grateful to be a writer for that incredible brand. Just real quick, man, plug DAR Sports and Media. I know we introducing a lot of new content that's been popping up. You know what I mean? World of Wrestling just dropped. What's 2025 looking like for the brand, my man?
Hey, man, the sky's the limit, right? I think right now the momentum is kind of crazy because So really quick, people don't know this, but the DAR website used to be through like Blogspot, Google, and whatever. And I've had a rough 2024, as many people know. So that site basically got shut down because it didn't cost much, but at the time the day that I needed to get it fixed or to pay for it, I couldn't pay for it, and so I decided, I was like, you know what, fuck it. When I get myself back up, I'll go ahead and pay for that site to come back up, and then I just was like, you know what, let's just start over. And starting over, I had no desire to write. I'll be completely, I had no desire to write, and I started communicating with with you, with a couple of my other guys that are writing, and I was just like, you know what, let's do this. And after, honestly, it was the article I wrote about you that motivated me to kind of go hard, because it forced me to take time and put attention to detail to what I was doing. And I said, you know what, like this can actually be something. We've always strived to provide great content, and once I wrote that article on you, I think I was like, yo, I got enough feedback from people where I was like, yo, why can't we do this? And so it's taken a life of its own. And November is our best month view wise, reads and views, and it's been crazy. And October was amazing. September was amazing. Like, we've just had these amazing months, and I am extremely proud of that. For one, I'm extremely proud of it. And on top of being extremely proud of it, I feel like 2025 is like, you might see us together in some rooms, man. You might see us, these media rooms. You might see us at look, man, the way things are trending right now, Vegas might turn into some, Vegas might turn into something. You know what I'm saying? Might turn into something, which is crazy because I didn't get a chance to actually chop it up with you, Scott. I know we talked in Philly, we had talked about it, and I was all through Philly moving around, and you know what I'm saying? I had a lot going on that weekend, but so 2025 is just getting everything that I think we put the work in for. We keep grinding. Everything we put the work in for, I think we're about to reap the benefits of that. Absolutely. So, I'm just extremely grateful to have so many, great relationships with great people, great brothers who, we build these bonds up and we putting this work in. And shout out to Chaz too, man. Shout out to you. I'll be seeing the videos and everything you make. You know what I'm saying? But boy got talent, you know what I'm saying?
Chazzo.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm not gonna give credit to. Nolo. So if you notice my camera isn't on, it's because I actually have a severe headache myself right now, and I went to lay down to do the rest of the show. So it's possible to have a headache and do a show. So I just want to know, see that you can do it. So I don't feel great at all right now, but I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm here pushing through it, and that's what you do when this is a labor of love. You know what I'm saying? This is love. So yeah, so not for sure. So like I said, I just want great things for all the brothers in 2025. Oh, the rest of 2024, 2025, 2026. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs some wins, man. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody needs some wins and more success. And I would love to see us get more credit for the writing that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is phenomenal work that's getting done, and it's growing, but I want to see it get the proper credit that it deserves. And I think we're getting there. I think we're right there. So I feel real good about that.
Hey man, like I said, the team is phenomenal. The brand is phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, everything is on the up and up going forward. So yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, the momentum is steadily rising across all brands. You know what I mean? BGW, Dark Sports and Media. You know what I mean? Like, we are all going to be reaping the benefits.
We in this thing together, dog. Like,
that's all we get. All we got.
Yeah, like I wish people understand, like, brands don't have to compete. There's enough like seats at this table for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go, back in the day when you used to have a family dinner table and like everybody sit at the table, everybody get a meal, everybody got their dessert. We can all eat. There's money to be made out here in this business. there is, access, success. It's all been there. And I think, the more we work together, the more we continue to put the work in and grind and just showcase the super talents and also the intelligence that is displayed amongst everybody in these brands, because it takes a lot of brain power to put together articles, to put together videos, to put together podcasts. This is not light work. I just want people to understand. It's not light work. These albums that a nigga is putting out right now. Shout out to Heartbreak Julio too, who just put out some fire too. Like everybody. To me, this is a circle. Everybody in this circle is super talented. Everybody in this circle works hard. So everybody in these circles needs to benefit and be right there front and center. And that's just in 2025. I don't expect nothing less. So
everybody eats.
Everybody. Before we get up out of here, Chaz, is there any last statements you would like to say, my brother? People look forward to you. People very much love your end of the show recaps.
Yes, I got the feeling that it's becoming a staple. We still gotta find a name for it. We'll figure it out eventually. But
Zoe's wisdom
works for me. So Scott alluded to it when he started the show. Obviously, the past couple of weeks have been a little bit up and down, a little bit turmoil. However, whoever you were going for in the election, or who you're rooting for, or if you were going for the other person, you've been winning. You've on top of cloud nine. All right, cool. Fuck you too. But I say all that to say that obviously this time around it's a little more different, just because of the power that Trump has now with the House and the Senate. So yeah, that's a bit scary. Obviously, the leader of the free world. But that doesn't mean that life stops or we can't continuously persevere and pull through like we've always done. There has never been a moment in history where Black people haven't found ways to overcome and thrive and survive. His last term, a lot of great shit came out of Black for Black came out of that last term. Black Panther. I had more, but that's probably the one that always sticks with me. For example, came out of that. I say all that to say that this doesn't mean that the work needs to stop. This doesn't mean that the world's over. All this means is that it's another hurdle and another battle that we have to get through. But more importantly, we don't have to get through it alone. Like True said, we're in this together. We need to lean on each other more than anything. I don't know when it's gonna ever happen when all of us collectively as a culture just come together and really not just recreate Black Wall Street with a whole, not Wakanda, whatever, but the same idea of just Black togetherness. I don't know when that's gonna happen, and I'm still gonna pray it does. But until that day, I'm gonna lean on my village that I have now. I'm gonna lean on my friends that I have now. I'm gonna lean on myself. I'm gonna lean on continuously being a voice for the voiceless, creating shit that people need to see, highlight stories that people need to hear, and continuously, keep God first and keep striving to be the best of everybody, and focus on the things that I can fix, focus on the things that I can change. I don't have any power up there. I have power where I'm at right now. I have power, I have influence where I'm at right now. Apply it to yourself. You want to do more in politics? Okay, learn about your local mayors, learn about your local politicians, learn about your local school boards, learn about all those things. And shout out to our guy in Philly, Low. Yeah, perfect example of somebody that's
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna sit here and just be cool with shit. I'm gonna go out there and make something happen. And it may not change the world, but it's gonna change something. And that's all that really matters. It just takes small little things every single time, man. To change a bigger picture, no matter what. So, yeah, it's fucked up. We got to deal with this for 4 years, and yeah, it might be more tumultuous than the last one. But when has it ever been easy for us? You know what I'm saying? When has it ever been smooth sailing for us? It never has, and it never will be as long as racism in life is still happening. It's not going to change. But we have the power to change the shit we can change. And we have the power to look at other shit to bring us happiness. And we have the power to come together and make shit happen. I've seen it. We're doing it within this little circle that we have in this between BGW, DAR, Heartbreak, Ringside, Low, you know what I mean? Hearts. I can go on and on and on within this, you know what I mean, this little wrestling community, black wrestling community we got. We're doing it right now. The wins are gonna keep coming, but they're not gonna come easy. But that's cool. Because then I can enjoy the journey even more. And then it's something you can never take away from me. It's something that you can never take away from us. This is who we are. This is who we will be till the end. We are resilient. We are strong. You give us fucking lemons, we make lemonade. You give us fucking pork, we make chitlins. I'm not saying it's the best. You lost
me with the swine. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say pork chops or something, nigga.
I'm not saying it's the best. I don't need shit. I'm just telling you, no matter what you give us, we're gonna figure some shit out.
We're gonna make something happen.
So that's all I got. I feel what you need to feel. Process what you need to process, because it's real. It's real. But what's also real is what you can do to change it. And that starts within. And then let it flow, man. That's all I got.
Beautifully said, bro. Beautifully said. Well, shoot, let's get up out of here then, fellas. True. First, thank you, brother, for tapping in with us this beautiful Sunday night. You know you are forever welcome on this platform, but please let people know where they can find you, where can they find Soul Revival 6, where can they find DAR Sports and Media, where can they find the podcast? Please plug away.
Hey, man, y'all can, first of all, go to medium.com. I think it's /DAR Sports and Media. It's always hard to remember the actual links and how they got it, but yeah, that's the Medium site. Soul Revival 6 is everywhere, you know, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Apple Music. Man, I don't know the other Heart Radio. That's probably on that motherfucker too.
You out there, you outside,
you there, everywhere. You can listen to it everywhere. Yeah, man. DAR Sports Media is the main Twitter account for the whole team, for the whole squad. DAR True God, that is me. I suggest you don't follow me on Twitter, but people can follow me if they want to. Follow the team brand. Don't follow me. Because I didn't got many people mad at certain shit that I said, so don't follow me because I ain't got time, because I don't really give a fuck. So there's that too. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, the Medium site, the YouTube, DAR Sports Media, YouTube, subscribe, all of that. We just dropped the World of Wrestling. Just dropped the World of Wrestling show. We rebooted the wrestling. We took like a month break and we just came back today. So you'll be seeing more of that. It's gonna eventually turn into the World of Combat, where we'll be talking boxing, MMA and stuff like that to Scotland. We already know. Chaz, you got to come through. You got to come through to the show too, for sure. Yeah, we got 4 shows dropping a week now. So definitely tap in with us. Basketball, football, college football and wrestling right now. So definitely subscribe, definitely support, man. So that's all I got.
Sure, for us, we're the brand is staying healthy as well. Obviously BGW gearing up for a huge 2025, right? Season 2 of the Watch List is coming back. Me and Chaz, we're gonna start doing a monthly show called The Basement, tapping into this underground aspect of professional wrestling. Nolo, Cheevers, the GOAT, until the final whistle. NFL talk every Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. Everything is looking wonderful, man. So, of course, you can find me at Poetic Scotland on Twitter. You can find me at Scotland_Underwood on Instagram. Go read my articles on DAR Sports and Media. You know what I mean? I'm in the process of writing my next article. I'm keeping an eye on the hush. But, yeah. Go follow DMAC Tardy across all his platforms. I'll let the real baby face, get his plug in, before we get to the last one.
Ah man, the beef will never die. Yo, my man Zoe, X, my man Chaz, Blue Sky. And y'all motherfuckers, look, if this Blue Sky is a wave, let's really support it. Because we were supposed to do spill and nothing happened.
Oh, wait. You on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I follow the page. I follow you and PGW.
Oh shit!
You'll see it. You'll see it.
Oh,
I follow both.
I did not know. When did this happen?
It's all right. It's all right, brother. It's all right. I knew you were gonna come around eventually. Yeah, it's my man. And if you don't, just find me real quick. But yeah, my man Chaz on Blue Sky. My man Zoe on X. Chaz OB on IG. I will be not necessarily taking a break all from the Graps editing, but the next one is a short film that has nothing to do with wrestling and tapping back into my Spike Lee bag, cinematography bag. It's gonna be it's still gonna be therapeutic for me, but I'm pretty sure somebody else is definitely gonna be able to use it and apply it to their everyday life. So I'm excited about that. More info to come from that, but yeah, man, stay locked in. You know what I mean? Ball up top, and everybody else fucking we ball.
You could follow Nolo out the door, because if he really wanted people to follow him, he should have been here to plug his own stuff in. To reiterate once again, Nolo Green cannot challenge for the BGW predictions champion because he is suspended indefinitely. Right? True. We appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Much love. Thank you.
Wait.
Until 184, we are out. Peace out to my world.
At the end of the
day gotta fucking end.
The day gotta end, bitch. Ah.